Tea Derivative Kill.
Can I offer you some tea?
Would you make me some of that Plomeek soup?
Good tea. Nice house.
Hello and welcome to Plomeek Teatime number 47. Today, we're going to talk about a UFO episode called Kill Straker, and then whatever else we'd like to talk about today on this really great Friday. Today, I have here with us King Dolphin TV's Raymond Feliciano.
Hello
Raymond.
there.
Hey, how are you doing today?
I'm great. It's good to be on with you. It's a rare Friday that I can do this.
Yeah, it is really rare, but you were on my show a long time ago when I first started this channel, and I was talking about Star Trek Picard Season 2.
Mm-hmm. Yes. But yeah, I enjoy it. I'm always glad when I can find the time to get on with you, Joe. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. And welcome back to PvP. He's been away from the show for nearly 4 months, or 4 months about. And so he's back for Fridays whenever he can make it.
Yeah.
Hello, PvP.
Back for Friday fun, if my mic's working, hopefully.
Yeah, well, it seems to be doing well today. It's
good.
Really wonderful. And I'd like to say hello to the lovely people in the chat today. We have Suzanne Eckstein, Franco Walker. Hey, Franco Walker. And Captain Infinity's got some coffee or tea. Probably this time. Actually, I don't know. It's the middle of the night for him. And yeah. So we're going to talk about this episode. And I always capture some of the credits because I like it. Because if there's one thing UFO has is a really killer theme song.
Lots of shows had great themes back in those days, though, in the 60s and 70s, didn't they? When you think about it. Like, lots of great themes. I can remember.
This one makes me want to dance.
Oh, okay.
And so then we got our steam mailman spot running. Great. Then we know we're off and ready to go. Kill Straker is the only UFO episode with an exclamation point, and because of this, the first time I ever looked at a list of these episodes, it jumped out at me. I couldn't wait to see this one because of that. How excited it was about itself.
Wow. It is a very dramatic title, isn't it?
It is. And she's not here yet, or I don't know if she'll be here today, but I'll thank her again if she shows up. But I want to thank Princess Fiona for my being able to read from this really, really awesome book called The Complete Book of Jerry Anderson's UFO by Chris Bentley. Yes.
Wow, nice.
The information on the internet isn't all that great or sufficient, or collated very well. It might be there, but it's scattered. So it was really great to have this book bring it all together. So thank you for that. I got a funny picture of her there. I didn't mean to do that.
There's another one out there.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I'm trying to talk Sandra to get for my birthday. It's called the Shadow Technical Journal.
Oh, yeah. I think they mentioned that on the Clobberin Times channel with Raquel Briggs. They brought that one up. It seems pretty cool.
Yeah, until you look at the price.
Oh, really? Is it expensive?
Yeah.
No way. Oh, hey. Kronos is here. Hey, Kronos. Now I'm ready to go. And Franco Walker says there were a lot of stirring and dramatic theme tunes back then. And Complot of Bird of Prey 5. Yes. A lot of people like the purple hair. Kronos included. That's how you know they're on the moon. If they don't have purple hair, then they're not on the moon.
Uh-huh. She looks pretty good without the purple hair, too. There was a couple episodes where she was on Earth.
Oh, yes, you're right. I think I actually copied that picture just recently. Here it is. I'm going to grab it. I'm pretty sure it's right here. Here it is. See? There she is. Without the purple hair.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And so this episode starts right in the heat of the action on the moon base with Lieutenant Ellis tracking an invading UFO going at 0.4 speed of light. And however, things aren't going smoothly because the UFO changes course enough to invade the interceptors, making it a danger to the lunar module. And the lunar module is this red spaceship piloted by Colonel Foster and introducing Captain Craig. Don't get too attached to Captain Craig. prior to his, this is from the book. Prior to his UFO appearance, David Sumner, Captain Craig, was best known for his roles as Dr. Peter Chance and Reduff. Okay, I can't pronounce this name. Rediffusion. Oh, Rediffusion Sierra 9. It's a word, not a name. I was trying to pronounce it like a name. And as Patrick Sullivan in ATV's The Sullivan Brothers. He made his screen debut in Touch of Death in 1961, Submarine X1 1968, and Monique 1969, but I don't know what any of those are. On television, he has also been seen in episodes of The Avengers, which I do know thanks to Pleasant Valley Picker, or The Unknown and Rumple of the Bailey, which is weird. I don't know what that means. Anyway, he's here for a bit. And so since they're afraid that since the interceptors won't be able to hit the UFO, Straker changes the descent of the lunar module so that it won't run into the UFO. But it kind of gets close enough to it anyway, because a very trippy scene is going to come up pretty soon. So all Straker really ends up doing is almost making this ship blow up in the atmosphere. It almost seems like it's going to rip apart. And so you don't know if they're going to survive, but I can tell you there's one thing that doesn't survive this episode, and it's any sense of suspense as to what ultimately happens to these pilots. And we're supposed to wonder a little bit about whether they'd survive, because the book has something on this point. This episode this is also from the book. This episode had a working title of The Inside Man, but this was changed to Kill Straker during principal photography. Donald James's shooting script included a scene in which Straker mourns Foster's apparent death in the lunar module accident with a drinking binge in a local bar. As had been already established that Straker is resolutely teetotal, the scene was intended to convey the strength of Straker's feelings for his fallen comrade, but it was dropped as it was considered to be too much of a contradiction of Straker's character. Hey, people used to care about continuity in characters.
Wow, what a concept.
Right? But this right here, this one scene kind of just tells you exactly what's happening. With the UFO implanting subliminal messaging and getting into the subconscious of these astronauts and convincing them to kill Straker. Killing Strakers, like they don't give them like a special song or something in order to get them to kill Straker or anything like that, but it's just a implantation of an idea. And I don't know what is supposed to trigger it. There's no like trigger for it. It's just there.
Sorry I was away. I just got a phone call from my boss. We have very bad forest fires around the city.
Oh no.
Fairly close by. And so she's told me basically I have to come up to the office around 11 o'clock because she's going to give me a work computer. I have to pick up a work computer because if something happens, I may be working from home.
Oh, okay.
So I guess I'll have to cut it short today. I don't know how long you'll be on, but by the time I get back, I don't know if the show will be over or not. But I can stay for a little while. I'll stay for like maybe another half hour. and then
Okay.
I'll have to leave. So yeah, I'm kind of bummed out. To be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta be, you gotta do what you gotta do and be safe.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
the
definitely.
boss, the boss wants everybody to go and pick up a computer today, I guess. So, so I have no choice really.
Yeah, that definitely stay safe, and hopefully
well-
the fears are unfounded and nothing
Oh,
nothing
no, they're not.
catches on fire.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
there's-
Oh, the
there's-
fires have already
You
started.
can see the fire. You can see the fire.
Oh,
Like
shoot.
I drove to the grocery store last night to pick up, a few things, and we have Kelowna and West Kelowna, and West Kelowna is where the main part of the fire is. It's across the lake, luckily, which is fortunate. But I could see the whole side of the mountain on fire last
Oh,
night
my.
when I drove over. Yeah, it was pretty scary, and we got high winds at times too the last day, which are not helping, of course, and another side of the sky was like purple and red and orange and black, and it was just like I've never seen a sky that looked like that. So yeah, it's a little scary.
Well, you be careful.
Yeah.
You be careful, be safe, and do what you gotta do.
Where I am. I mean, I'm kind of in the middle of the city, so I'm sure there's nothing that should be flammable around here. It's mostly concrete and stuff.
Yeah, I hope you can breathe well and that
Yeah,
the
that-
smoke doesn't get to you.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
one thing. The smoke has cleared out because of the high winds, more or less. But the high winds are not good, of course, because they just fan the flames. So
Exactly.
Right. What I really want to hope for is some rain.
that's what we need. But there's nothing in the forecast this coming week, unfortunately. So yeah. Anyway, I'll have to go away for a while, and I may be gone. Well, I may be gone for, I don't know, maybe an hour or so. I'll see if you guys are still on. Of course, I'll pop back in when I get back. So
Okay, you be careful.
We understand. And as soon as you have to go, just let me know, and
I will.
And we'll
yeah,
We'll
I'll
see
probably
you
I'll
when-
probably leave
when
in
you get
about
back.
I'll probably leave in about 25 minutes or something.
Franco Walker says here there were a lot of purple-haired girls in the 80s and green hair.
Yeah, in art school there were girls with blue hair too.
Yep.
Oh, hey. And hello to Canadian Spider-Man. Hello and welcome. Thanks for being here to support Anti-Derivative Jill. Yes, thank you. And hello
Sandra's
to Jim's Landscape. Oh, hello, Sandra. Nice. You can... Oh, what? Crumbs.
Hello, Jim's Landscape. You can moon while binging.
Yeah, that's what Kronos said.
Yeah, Spidey's like maybe an hour's drive from here, I think. So
Yeah, he's having trouble with the fires too. The smoke
Yeah.
from your area has blanketed our whole area, says Canadian Spider-Man.
well, yeah, we got fires up in the Northwest Territories apparently that are so bad they've been evacuating people, flying them down to like Calgary and stuff to make sure they're safe. Because I guess Yellowknife has got some major fires around. And Yellowknife's, I guess it's not a huge city, but it's I guess it's probably the biggest city in the Northwest Territories, so it's pretty serious. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're close enough to the fire, get away.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we
Sandra's
did have about 200 something homes burned down here about, I guess it was 18 or 20 years ago. So yeah, it's serious stuff. Anyway, sorry, I'm derailing it.
That's
Oh,
okay.
that's fine. It is. It's a scary thing.
Yeah, darn, I was really looking forward to enjoying this episode too. Damn, it never fails.
Well, you can't help it when you've got to do something for work.
Oh, well, no,
that comes
I mean-
first.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
definitely. Yeah, I got to go get that. Right? And as I say, hopefully, if you guys are still on by the time I get back, because I'll probably be gone about an hour, I'm estimating. So,
Okay.
Oh, yeah, we'll probably still be on.
well, I have a 15-minute drive each way, and then
Get the computer. Blah.
yeah, that might take 15, 20 minutes, maybe. I don't know. So yeah.
All right. Kronos says flooding fires are a bitch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Look at what's going on in Maui.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, because of changes in agriculture. It's crazy what
Really?
can trigger that kind of thing.
Oh.
Yeah, because too much of the land got dry. Because of the grass that's growing. That's like an invasive species grass.
Oh, not good. Yeah, that's what happened here. Like we had a heat wave for a good part of the last 3 or 4 weeks, and that dried everything right out. Of course.
Yeah, but this is the trippy scene of the episode where the aliens are implanting a subliminal message into Colonel Foster and Captain Craig.
Yeah, it was pretty trippy, this scene, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. So
all you're missing is the psychedelic lights.
yeah, right, exactly. They're flashing on and off on the screen, and that's what tells you that the aliens are manipulating them. And we have to wait a long time from this point to near the end of the episode when Shadow figures out that they've been brainwashed. It takes them quite a bit of time.
That's probably for me, one of the positive points of the episode is the aliens actually, are intelligent enough to finally devise a secondary strategy, right? To sort of attack Shadow from the inside instead of, attacking, externally, with their saucers, right?
Well, yes, this is not the first time they've used manipulation. They've used another character at one point to get into his mind to actually say some words saying we don't mean to harm anybody, we're just trying to survive.
Okay.
But they're harming people anyway, so
I might have missed
the
that
words
one.
kind of contradict what they say. But yeah, this is another time in which they're doing such a thing.
You have to really question their lack of security if the aliens know not only the command staff of Shadow or individual people of Shadow.
That's true.
Now
Now they're
do this manipulative.
Yeah, now they are getting into the minds of the highest people in Shadow, which could go both ways. They could be getting information from their brains that we don't even know about.
That's
Exactly.
one question. That's one question I had watching it was, how did they have, solid enough intel to actually know who Straker is? Like they must have some spies or something somewhere, or reading minds, or there's something going on, right?
Well, they know everything is important is in England because they keep attacking England.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh boy.
And Kronos is asking for somebody to mow his lawn. Someone can mow my lawn.
I just mowed mine.
Oh, Pepper Hire says King Dobbin. Man, Jill lets anyone on the panel.
Hey.
Oh jeez. Oh wow.
Hey. Fat. Hail fat.
Yeah, great to see you.
Yeah, I'm glad I don't have a lawn since I live in an apartment building, so that makes it easy.
Yeah, I do have a lawn.
Oh.
Yeah.
Does the hubby mow the lawn for you, Jill?
Yeah, he does. That's
Oh,
great.
that's good. Good man.
Either that or we get lazy and we hire somebody. Canadian Spider-Man says, an FYI, the fires are not because of climate stuff. Forest management has been the issue as long as a population explosion in the rural area from idiots who have no fire smarts. City plus idiot equals idiot.
Well said, Canadian.
Yeah, good points. Speaking of idiots, I was taking my lunch break yesterday reading, the Kelowna News just to see what was going on. And they're actually looking for some idiot that went down to the park and was setting off fireworks in the middle of the night.
That'll do it.
During fire season, right? Like in down in the city park. Like, talk about idiots, man.
That's insane.
It is. Totally.
But the reason that Spidey's saying that it's bad forest management is that there's natural brush that builds up in the forest, and it's the job of the people to clear out this brush, because if you just leave it there, that's how the fires start. So just I don't know why people don't just take care of the forest better.
Yeah, I gotta do that with my brush.
Unidentified forking orcs? I don't know what the... Oh! Unidentified flying sauce. Flying objects. Okay, thank you, Kronos.
Oh, jeez.
So the main drama of the episode is just watching Straker and Shadow try to solve the mystery. What's a mystery only to them, really? That Foster and Craig had been brainwashed because the lunar module was out of radio contact for 16 hours before Mark finds them and brings them home to answer. That's Mark. Answer for what has gone on. And Jim's Landscape says, anyone watch NerdTube yesterday at 6:35 p.m. Eastern? I was on panel rating, Strange, maybe ranting, but I don't know. But rating Strange New Worlds Season 2.
I have no
I
interest
didn't.
in Strange New Worlds.
Nope.
Zero.
I saw 1.5 episodes, and that was enough of the season.
Uh,
I saw
one
the
episode.
entire first.
I remember seeing something online that they did a musical episode.
I said nah.
I was thinking this is beyond ridiculous.
That was one of the half episodes I watched. I made it up until Spock started singing about his broken heart.
Yeah, that's a
Aye.
bit crazy, isn't it? Like, it makes
Aye.
no sense. No sense at all.
Right.
Yeah.
Beyond belief.
But if you want to find Jim's Landscape reviewing that, he was on NerdTube. That's awesome. NerdTube's a great channel.
Well, it's always nice to be on a panel.
Don't exactly agree with a lot of their takes, but they're good people. Canadian Spider-Man says good morning to Fett and everything. And he also says, hey folks, please don't hesitate to hit the like and subscribe to Jill's show and show Jill some love. Strange New Worlds is special.
Special ed.
Special
Yeah.
in what way?
It rides a short bus.
Special needs.
Yeah, special can have different meanings.
Yeah.
Hey, hello,
Hey,
Daniel's
Daniel's
Hot
here.
Topics. Yeah. How's everyone doing today? I wake up on the wrong side of the bed. My little Shih Tzu came into my room and forced me out of bed. Well, that's
Oh.
good.
Yeah.
No, that's a good thing if your dog is your reason to get out of bed.
Of course.
Mm.
Not at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Well, yeah. Oh no, does Snoopy wake you up at 3 o'clock in the morning?
Yes. He wakes us up at 3 o'clock in the
I
morning.
don't know. But don't y'all get up early anyway? How early do y'all get up?
Well, usually about 4:30.
Oh man, so he wakes you up too early.
Yeah, but I was intending on sleeping late.
Well, Snoopy has different plans.
Yes, he does. Wow, that is a fast speed.
Oh, 35,000 knots.
Yeah.
And it's not even going to a portion of the speed of light yet.
Nope.
It was going 0.4, but it slowed down. Moonbase to interceptors. Imperative you obtain visual contact before making any attack. So there, you gotta see it first. Oh, well, they don't want to attack that. That's the lander. That's the lunar module that has Foster and Craig in it. So they're gonna save them. And now we don't get to see them land. They just safely end up on the moon base.
Okay, that's one question. So the interceptors, did they eliminate the UFO? I can't remember now. I don't remember that.
They
part.
didn't show it. They
Yeah,
didn't show that.
okay. I figured that's why I don't remember it then. But it's implied, right? I guess.
I guess.
But I had a problem with that. Like, why didn't Straker just order the interceptors to attack the UFO, right away, instead of ordering Paul to go on this, almost, suicidal trajectory, down to the Earth? Like, that's to me, that's a plot flaw for sure.
Mm-hmm.
what happened there is that the interceptors were heading on a course to meet up with the UFO and destroy it, but the UFO changed course and it evaded the interceptors, and it was making for the lunar module instead.
Oh,
And so
I guess that kind of makes sense then. Yeah.
and so I guess for some reason the interceptors can't change direction and catch up with the UFO. I have no idea what
Makes
happened
me
exactly
wonder.
there.
Yeah.
But at that point, the UFO broke off communications between the lunar module and the interceptors, so they couldn't communicate to the interceptors where they were, and I guess they couldn't figure out where they were because the communications were down. So the lunar module couldn't communicate its location or anything at all. Once the UFO got to it and did its little mind trick. So that's why it didn't get destroyed.
And also the story had to happen, so.
That's true.
Right, and Straker wants some answers. And given that we already know what's happening, there's no question as to why Foster is acting like a petulant teenager. like he has an attitude.
Yeah, Foster's even more of a jerk than usual in this one.
I know. It's a weird feeling because I always like Foster, and this one I don't.
I generally like him, but he can be kind of, he
A
can be
jerk.
petulant.
Yes.
Quite often.
Well, here it's turned up to 11 if it was at 4 before.
Yeah,
Because you'll get my report.
definitely.
Yeah.
It's the spinal
That's where it
tap of
starts.
Paul Foster. Turn it up to 11. That's one thing I really love about this episode though is the writing, the dialogue is really quite sharp and intense in a lot of scenes. I think the dialogue is really well written by the writer in this episode, personally, for me.
Whoa.
Agree with Sandra. Foster is hot and I like him. But in this episode I don't like him because of his attitude. It's because of the alien, so I don't know how much of this is alien influence and how much of this is in Foster's subconscious. Like he actually does believe this stuff.
Personally, I think it's the alien influence that's bringing out a lot of his subconscious resentments that he's had for a while. That's my theory, anyway. Bringing them to the surface, right?
It's possible because from his first appearance, he's kind of a guy who marches to his own drum and he thinks outside the box.
Yeah,
So
he
it's
doesn't
possible.
do.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't do well with authority, and of course, Straker's your ultimate authority figure, so they do
Yes.
clash. But I do like the dialogue, like the back and forth between Foster and Straker, and some of these scenes, is just really, quite sharp. Like they're really going at each other, and I really enjoyed that, about this one.
Yeah, next time you have a risk to take, let me know. I'll take a back leaf. He has such
Yeah,
an
that's
attitude.
pretty funny.
But Straker's other goal here is he wants more money to build more moon bases. The AI show says in this episode, Straker says it was over an hour without contact with the module. An hour? Oh, I thought it was 16 hours.
Yeah, I think it was 16 actually
Yeah, because
in the show.
16 hours without contact.
That's a long time. Like, what were they doing? Just kind of like floating around in orbit or something? Like,
Yeah, they were just floating around. I guess they had enough
yeah, boy.
air for a while.
Yeah, they must have been like, I don't know, like mind controlled or just out of it.
Well,
for,
they
you
are.
know,
They were brainwashed.
yeah. So they were being brainwashed pretty much the whole 16 hours. Then I assume.
Mhm.
Wow. I think Straker's idea of increasing the funding is a good one though, personally, because I wouldn't not be surprised if the UFOs were mounting, a multiple attack eventually, because obviously sending one or two ships in never works. So
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what they've been doing this whole time.
You know, they never did get an episode, did they? Though, where there was a massive UFO attack, like with multiple numbers. Like that would have been a great.
I think the most they ever had was like 3.
Yeah, yeah,
They only
that
had
sounds
3.
about right. Yeah, that sounds about right, Raymond. Actually, yeah. I mean, just think. The trouble is, I guess they were planning on a season 2. They expected to get it, and then all the stuff went down, and they basically got canceled for Space 1999. And I
Yeah.
think if they had got a season 2, if they had done a final episode, like season closer with a massive UFO attack, I mean that could have been fantastic, right? Gone out with a bang, so to speak.
Yeah.
Well, this is what Straker is waiting for. He's worried about this kind of attack that you're talking about that we
Right.
don't get to see it this episode. But it's his reason why he wants his appropriations doubled.
I like that image with the chessboard because that's exactly what Foster and Straker. It's like they're engaged in a chess match, trying to outthink each other, outmaneuver each other, right? So it's like a symbolic image. I really, really, really like that shot.
Yeah.
Straker's
Yeah.
Alien Defense Organization.
Yeah, exactly. That I really like that line.
Yeah.
Because Foster brings up some interesting points. The UFO invasions have been smaller and more infrequent. To suppose that the resources that Shadow already has should be enough to combat the threat. However, Straker says that they could be biding their time, massing up for a bigger attack. And Foster says that Straker's just empire building and that they should rename Shadow to Sado, Straker's Alien Defense Organization.
Yeah, that was a great line.
And Freeman, he leaves for Earth, and Straker decides, where are we? Oh yeah, so that is interesting. Their conflict is pretty good in this episode. I did like that.
Alec
Yeah.
looks like he's ready to punch.
Yeah, it gets to the level of intensity where you almost think they're going to get physically, into it, right?
That's
Yeah.
exactly what you're saying. Is what happens. Is Alex like, hey, why don't you take him down? Why are you letting him do this?
I just love the stares though, like the intense, staring eyes that they're shooting at each other back and forth is fantastic in this one. It really is.
Yeah, he has these thoughts. You're making decisions with no thoughts of the consequences, or spending millions on moon bases when they're needed on Earth.
Foster's got a point too, though. Of course, right? He's not
Yeah, but-
totally unhinged.
I want to try one of these meal constitution things.
I
This
love
is
those.
great.
I love those selections of meals.
Yeah. French meal, American meal. That's hilarious. That's really funny.
It is.
Actually made me laugh when I saw that.
Why the soft pedal? Why don't you just slap him back into line? Says Alec.
That's great. I always liked Alec. He's a good.
Alex
second-
good. Alex
He's a good second in command. Oh, excuse me.
Scotty R37 says he's like Chief O'Brien.
Yeah, he's kind of just that loyal, secondary, guy. Yeah.
Give me a second. I've got some clickies here. I
Uh-oh.
gotta see what Snoopy's up wanting.
Yeah, Snoopy. Yeah, check out Snoopy.
Mm-hmm.
The AI show says the plot point had to be set up so that Foster would have a rational reason to question and oppose Straker. So if Straker's orders were questionable, and then sets up a reasonable rationale for Foster. Well, but that would have been so interesting to me though, as if we went through this entire episode thinking, man, Foster has some really good points. Maybe he's onto something here. And not really realizing that there was anything sinister happening until Craig tries to kill Straker. And then we know something wrong is happening. And then it would have been more suspenseful and more interesting to me if they didn't tell us right off the bat that they were brainwashed. But that's just me, I guess.
Well,
Maybe that's the
yeah,
trigger phase.
I think the fun of it, part of the fun though, is Jill, is that we know they're brainwashed, but Shadow doesn't know they're brainwashed. As you say, it takes them forever to figure it out, right?
Well, the thing is that Straker's usually very intuitive about this kind of thing, but not this episode.
Yeah, well, you
Totally
think
missing the
you think
clues.
Straker would think, okay, 16 hours, no communication. That's unusual. Paul Foster acting like even a bigger jerk than he normally does. That's a bit unusual. You think it'd be like 1 + 1 = 2, right? But nope.
No.
It seems kind of obvious, doesn't it, Jill? When you really think about it. Yeah, you're right. That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, he does always seem to have an extra sense that he doesn't have in this episode.
Yeah, he's kind of clueless in this one, to be honest. You
But
know?
what? But Freeman leaves for Earth, and Straker decides he stays on the moon base to sleep on his pull inflatable bed.
That bed is just weird. I'm sorry.
It's not even like a regular blow up bed.
It looks
It's
like
just-
an air mattress.
No, it's not. It doesn't even look like an air mattress to me. It just looks like something I could toss in the swimming pool.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just, I thought this is weird. I mean, usually the design is pretty awesome in this show, but that was a very badly designed bed, in my opinion.
No, but I think that they actually use this kind of furniture quite a bit in this show.
This is probably my major criticism of this episode. You got Straker, head of Shadow, head of the most important Earth defense organization on planet Earth, and he doesn't have a lock on his door. Right?
You don't.
Anybody can just wander in with a hypodermic needle, ready to assassinate him, and it's easy peasy, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Go ahead.
You think everybody can be it makes sense. You think everybody would be trusted to be in an operation like this out in the middle of the moon, so you shouldn't need to
Exactly.
need locks inside, locks on
Yeah, but
doors that on the moon are expensive.
I think when you're talking your top operatives, like the head of the organization, there should be security around them, right? Like there should even be like a security guard posted outside his headquarters when he's asleep, right? Like you think you could get a security guard to do like a 9-hour shift or something just to keep watch. But I mean, there should be like a door with a pass number or passcode of some sort. Or even if the door opens unauthorized, like maybe there should be a passcode where you go in and out of the room every time. You have to push a certain combination of numbers or whatever. And if you don't push the right numbers, then an alarm goes off.
Well,
right?
that would be great if they would
Makes
have
a lot
done
of
that.
sense.
It would make some sense, but they
Yeah.
didn't. So Captain Craig steps in and tries to kill Straker with an empty hypodermic needle, banking on the deadliness of the air bubbles that it would
I
create.
guess that's true, though. I guess that would kill you, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, this is probably my major
And then
criticism of the entire episode is this scene, basically.
Well, Craig he failed to kill Straker, so he runs off, and he's gonna find a spacesuit that doesn't have enough oxygen. He's gonna find an explosive device
Oh boy,
to try to kill everybody.
It's just getting good, and I'm so PO'd that I gotta leave. But I think I gotta meet my boss in about 20 minutes. So I gotta comb the hair, brush the teeth, and all that fun stuff. And hopefully, maybe, I don't know if you'll be back on in an hour when I get back.
Yeah. Well, when you get back, PvP, you can tell me what you thought about the rest of the episode, and then we can talk about whatever.
Yeah, if I'm back in time, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you're on for a couple more hours or something. So I should be
think
able
so.
to. I should be able to come in for the last part. So, yeah, I'm really I love this episode so much that I really am. It's just like, well, why do these things happen? But as you guys said, it's like important.
Well, if you have anything you want to say about it now, you can, just in case you're not.
No,
back
I don't want
later.
to. I don't want to give spoilers for the chat.
Okay.
So, I'll talk later. Hopefully, it won't take too long. Maybe I'll only be there for like 10 minutes, and I'll get back quicker than I'm thinking. So, anyway, though, it's been great so far. Hopefully, you'll still be here when I get back in a little while. And anyway, I really should
Sure.
head. So have a good stream, guys. I'll hopefully see you soon.
Yeah,
Take
good
care.
luck. See you
Take care,
soon.
PVV.
Yeah,
Stay
I
safe.
will. I'll stay safe. Bye, guys, for now.
Bye. Kronos ignores emails. All right, good to know. I won't email you.
Yeah. Sandra came up with a good point. It would be more of a bigger bubble than that to kill him.
Oh, right. We have a medical expert in the
Yes, we do.
the chat here. Let's see. Where's Sandra's comments? I need to find them. Sandra Feliciano says it would take a really large air bubble. That size wouldn't do it. Oh. Well, luckily, Craig, both Captain Craig and Colonel Foster, neither of them know this.
Of course, it's time. Gotta have the drama.
So I guess Straker really wasn't in danger from that needle, according to Sandra.
Mhm.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
Also, smoking in an oxygen-rich environment with only a thin shell to a vacuum, smart. They do. They smoke all the time in this show. Lots of smoking. More smoking than drinking, even though they do have a bar. And Daniel says, some people say hit that like button. Other people say smash that like button. And others say murder that like button.
Boy, some violent people here.
Yeah. My Stream Element Spot wanted you to subscribe to Deej Odyssey, and Cronus says Deej is useless.
Oh, ouch.
And also subscribe to... Oh, yeah?
No, go ahead.
Bird of Prey 5. He should be having a bed life today after my stream.
Oh, okay.
At 3 p.m. Central. Yeah. Good show. The AI show says, so it's interesting that the writer doesn't simply set up a simple hypnotism/brainwashing premise. It makes the premise by likely playing on what is likely Foster's personal assessment of Straker. That's a good point. And hello to Oiler Greg. Great to see you. Chrono says, I would like to try to be brainwashed. Into doing what? And Chrono says, Jill can torture? I don't try to.
Nah.
Although if you see me washing my baby's hair, she thinks I'm torturing her. But anyway. The AI show says, I see your point, and that might work. But that would separate the episode, obviously.
Gotta keep that drama going.
True. Captain Infinity says, Darius, we spotted a Darius. Oh, wait. I didn't spot... Oh, yeah, there is the Darius.
There's a Darius Munchausen sighting.
Hello, Darius. Captain Raid. Yeah. Chrono says, hey, Edge. And Oiler Greg says, the bed belongs in the Star Wars hotel. Oh. Oh, didn't they shut that down? The whatever that
I think it's
called?
I think it's due to shut down or getting close to shutting down.
Yeah, I don't even remember what it's called. I just remember that it wasn't good, according to people who have been there. Captain Infinity says that room is way too big for the Star Wars hotel. And Franco Walker says, it's fun working with others on a project, to Oiler Greg. Yeah, it is fun if you've got teammates who actually pull their weight and you're not doing all of it by yourself.
Yep.
Sandra Feliciano says it would take a really large air bubble. Oh yeah, We read that one earlier. That's true. Now I know that. I didn't know that at all. Good to know. The AI show says, I'm surprised the needle didn't puncture Straker's blow-up bed. That's a good point. That there was a whole fight and a struggle and everything, and the bed came out fine. Captain Finity says, I work for myself. But then, that's why I'm up at 5:30 a.m. Yeah, because you're a tough boss. Oiler Greg says, smoking is always a good idea. Oh, well, there you go. It's okay to smoke in your oxygen-rich space, moon base station.
Yeah.
Oiler Greg said it was okay. Captain Finity also says smoking's a good idea. Jill doesn't try to torture. She succeeds.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Oh, that's probably Mirror Jill.
Probably. I don't know. But I'm glad you're here, Franco. Also, Edge of Time says, rest in peace, Galaxy's Edge. Oh, thank you. I couldn't remember what it was called. Yeah, Daniel's Hot Topic says, yeah, the Star Wars Hotel is so expensive, almost no one goes. So it's not doing so well, I hear. Yeah, if I'm going to spend that much money, I'm expecting roller coasters.
Yeah.
Or something.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you might as well be on an actual cruise or a real vacation.
Yeah. Yeah. For that amount of money.
Mm-hmm. Canadian Spider-Man says, hey there, buddy, to Darius. And Captain Finity says, if I pay $6,000 a night for a room, I want at least 3 women in the bed.
Wow.
I mean, spicy on a Friday.
Uh-huh.
Hello,
When
everyone.
When you were in Vegas, Jill, did you ever try the roller coaster on top of the stratosphere?
You know what? I wanted to, but I didn't get around to it. I only did the Ferris wheel, but
oh, okay.
that would have been cool.
I looked at it. I looked at it from the top of the stratosphere, and I said,
I would do it. I would have no problem signing up. I would go. I would go for it. I just didn't have the time. Too busy watching William Shatner do stuff.
They also had one in New York, if I remember right. A roller coaster.
If I go back, I'll check it out.
Okay. Oh. So he's trying to get into an interceptor here.
Oh no, he's just escaping to the outside. This is emergency hatch, emergency exit 10.
Oh.
Mark Harkness says Star Cruiser Hotel. So this is where he steals the suit.
Mm-hmm.
Star Cruiser Hotel. How do you fail at this? This is a touchdown run on an open field, and Disney ran the wrong way. And so he stole a suit and an explosive device. Oh, and there's this security guard guy. He's in this episode, but he's not really played by. All his lines are dubbed by the actor for Foster. So you see him, but you don't really hear him. And so I guess I won't really talk about him too much. Hey, Not Brian's here. Hey, Not Brian. Good to see you along. Yeah, he entered emergency exit 10 wearing a spacesuit because he's going to try to destroy the water and air supply for the moon base. That's his goal. Let's see where I was here. Installation. Yeah, the moon, the water and the air installation. Oh, where was that joke? Somebody put a joke about Straker in here.
I'll be right back, Joe.
Okay. Oh, see, I'm going to complain again. I can't search the chats. I wish I could do that. Okay, so the AI show says if Straker wrote his autobiography, it would be called Me and My Shadow. That's what I wanted to read. And Edge of Time is on the move. Oh, I wonder what he's on the move to. Where is he on the move to? And Ariba Bell says, Mark. Disney appears to be making a career out of running the wrong way. And so that emergency exit is always open, and so that's how Craig got out. And to Shadow, he just seems to have gone insane since no one is questioning Foster's crappy attitude, and Craig manages to steal the explosives, and he's headed for the water and air installations. And of course, by blowing up that, he'll ensure that no one on the moon base can survive as a result. So given that fact, I don't understand why Straker thinks he can appeal to Craig's sense of self-preservation when he's trying to kill everyone. And so, also being an astronaut, I'm sure he knew he was getting into a suit that didn't have very much oxygen. So he knows exactly what he's doing. But the only problem is he was wrong. He couldn't make it close enough. Well, I guess that's not a problem. It's a good thing. He's only a casualty of this explosion. Pretty good explosion. It's pretty good shot here.
The old kill switch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I always put big red buttons on all my explosive devices.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, boom.
Mm-hmm.
And Foster giving him the evil eye.
Oh yeah, he's just right there, lurking in the background. And so I go to condition yellow now that Craig has eliminated himself.
Uh-huh.
And so now Foster's going to tattletale to General Henderson about Straker and all the money that he wants, and how he thinks that Straker is totally obsessed with command, and they need a new commander.
Oh, brother.
Yeah, and then General Henderson talks to Alec about it and says, Alec, don't tell Straker about it. And really, the only reason I even mentioned this scene at all, it really doesn't contribute much to the episode, except to tell us just how loyal Alec is to Straker. Because the second that he learns about it, he tells Straker immediately. Even though he was told not to. I mean,
How quickly did Straker take to get back to Earth?
I guess it didn't take that long. The episode makes it seem like it took no time at all.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember.
I love their clothes. Their clothes are just so.
But if they can travel fast enough to keep up with the UFO that goes the speed of light, then, or at least close to the speed of light, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Then they should be able to get to Earth pretty fast.
Yep.
Oh yeah, the costuming on this show is really great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wish we had some of that in 1980.
Right. This was filmed in 1970, set in the futuristic world of 1980.
Mm-hmm.
So but I already mentioned everything that's interesting in this scene. So, the most threatening thing that Straker says to Foster is that nobody gets fired from Shadow. And Foster keeps telling him he doesn't think there's gonna be.
How'd he get? And he got back.
Oh, you know what? Then he never went to Earth. You're right. Okay, excuse me. I thought he.
But that's strange because that his quarters looked like his office on Earth. I'm like, whoa.
You know what? They kind of did. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Alec is on Earth in Straker's chair.
Uh-huh.
And it looks like he is talking to Alec, but he's talking to Alec from Moonbase.
Yeah.
And so Straker is still on Moonbase this whole time. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So he never went to Earth.
Yeah.
So that explains the lack of transportation there.
Okay. Okay. But that's the good thing about this show. It puts you in various twists that make you question things.
I think I had that same thought when I first watched this episode.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody gets fired from Shadow. That's the threat.
Yeah.
You don't get fired.
No.
There it is. And Foster's counter threat is that he's going to push for a chain of command. And Foster reveals that he knew how Craig was going to try to kill Straker. Yeah, I think he accidentally does that. And then after spilling those beans, he also reveals that that's also what he's trying to do. So they have a bit of a scuffle here. But and in that scuffle, they blow a hole in the sphere, so the two threaten each other until they pass out. It's a cool scene, which we'll get to in a minute. But even though this might not be one of my favorite episodes, I do love this part. Because with Foster, the leader of the moon base, he's brainwashed to kill Straker, and Straker's having to deal with it. So
without knowing that he's brainwashed.
Yes, he doesn't know that yet. But the next person in command is Lieutenant Ellis, and she and Mark have to work together to help lead the others on restoring the power and opening the control sphere. So I like it when Lieutenant Ellis gets to do more stuff. So,
Yeah.
So that's fun to see her work with Mark.
Yep.
Even though it's not a whole lot of the episode, but I appreciate it.
Yeah. Shows that she's not just a console operator; that she's actually got the command authority.
Yeah, exactly. She's a scientist. She does math and the science and tells everybody about where the ships are, and she's in communications. But she also can take charge when she needs to. But Foster makes that mistake that all the villains make, because Straker turns on the intercom, and Foster does that classic thing that villains do. He explains,
Monologue.
Yeah,
Monologuing.
He's like, here's my evil plan. You started throwing insults. There was a fight. You lost control and pulled the gun. I managed to jump you. There was a struggle. The gun went off accidentally. Because he's got Straker's gun from his locker. And Lieutenant Ellis and Mark bypass the damaged circuit to bring back power. So they'll be able to open up the door pretty soon. What happened in that module during the 16 hours of radio blackout? That's what Straker still doesn't know. And so they have a bit of a fight. It's worth watching the episode for these fights. This is a good episode for action. That might be why PvP really likes this episode, because there are a couple of fights, and he loves some good action. And Foster says he'll stay awake longer because he's stronger and fitter, but Straker says he's got the willpower.
I'm younger, fitter.
And so we get to see. I like when we get to see through their eyes and see them passing out.
A little bit of drama there.
It was, yeah. They're passed out now. It's just fun. And so finally, after this scene, we finally get back to Earth. They don't show the travel in that case.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's back to Earth, and finally the psychologist, Dr. Jackson, has Foster relive the events that occurred during the 16-hour radio blackout to reveal that he's brainwashed. So finally, Shadow knows what's going on.
Oh, he's my favorite psychologist. He just looks like he's a sinister. He looks like he's a very sinister psychologist.
I think Scotty R37 told me he played in a James Bond movie, but I don't remember what.
I'm not sure which one it is.
Yeah, he's not here. I'd ask him. Let's see. I could look it up too. UFO Dr. Jackson, actor. Yeah, his name is Doug Jackson, and his real name is Vladik Shabel. Let's see. And get his actual IMDb here, because that's not working.
I'm going to Wikipedia. Vladik. How's his last name spelled?
Sheybal.
Got it. Let's see. From Russia with love.
Okay, great. Thank you. And that's the only reason I know that. But this is Dr. Jackson's nurse, played by Louise Pajo. She appeared in the series before as General Henderson's secretary, Miss Scott, in Court Martial. And before that, she was TMAT supervisor, Gia Kelly, in a Doctor Who serial called The Seeds of Death. And also guested in Strange Report, The Gold Robbers, and The Avengers. And she later appeared in adult films, Sex and the Other Woman, and On the Game. But in the mid-70s, she immigrated to Australia, where she's been seen in roles from Run from the Morning, Prisoner, and Carson's Law. So the main drama of the episode is finally figuring out so now finally Shadow knows about the brainwashing.
And that probably takes their conflict to a new level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so from this point, I really like the episode, now that they finally caught up with the audience.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see, where are we? So the doctor says there's no way ever to be sure that Foster won't snap later and won't want to kill Straker, even though, he seems fine now. Oh wait, but he's still going through the whole experience of the lights flashing and the UFO influencing him and Craig to kill Straker. So we go through that flashback. And then the doctor says there's no hope. You never know even if he doesn't want to kill you now, he might want to kill you later. And so what follows is a little strange for me. Because anyway, Foster might kill Straker later, and no one is ever fired from Shadow. So now it's time to take Foster out back, I guess.
The old woodshed.
Yeah, so they go into the firing range. Where they usually practice shooting. And this is a pretty wild action shooting scene where Straker seems to be shooting at Foster all over the place while Foster's running around trying to escape. Is shot. Because you're a threat. You're a threat, Foster, a troublemaker. Now I can't fire you and I can't shelve you. And then Foster tries to appeal to what would Alec Freeman think of this? Because Alec Freeman is usually Straker's conscience. So he runs out of bullets, so he just throws the gun. And this is where Straker takes a really big chance, because he lets Foster grab hold of this weapon. And if Foster decided that he's still brainwashed enough to want to actually kill Straker, he could do it right now. It's you or me. Shoot, kill. Like, he eggs him on to do it too.
And that's probably the whole idea of the whole thing, getting it to...
Yeah, he's trying to trigger him.
Yeah.
And so, but then after that, Foster's like, but you tried to kill me. But Straker's like, no, I wasn't trying to kill you. I was shooting around you. Look at how great I am of a shot. And he shoots these, I didn't get a shot of it, but he shoots these tiny little targets, one after the other perfectly, to prove that he could have killed Foster at any time if he was actually trying to. But he didn't.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess that was his way to prove that Foster would not kill him and will not kill him how that proves he won't do it in the future, I'm not sure. But this book... Go ahead.
Well, just looking at Foster's face, which is a great piece of acting, it looks like he may have been snapped out of it.
Yeah, what I missed, what I can't capture, is some actual physical confrontations. Apparently, there were some real slapping going on in this scene, according to the book. The book has some cool stuff here. It says, shot from Wednesday, November 5th to Monday, November 17th, Kill Straker was particularly memorable to the crew for scene 94, a scene towards the end of the episode in which Straker tests Foster's loyalty in the Shadow shooting range. Director Alan Perry knew the scene, which was 8 pages long in the script, would be pretty intense for Ed Bishop and Michael Billington to play. But even he was surprised by the powerful performance delivered by his 2 leading men. So you definitely have to watch this episode to see why it was 8 pages long, even though the dialogue is probably half a page. So Kill Straker was my favorite episode, he recalls. I really enjoyed that one because it was my kind of story. Michael Billington really turned it on for that one. And the scene I'll always remember was when Ed Bishop had to slap him around. Well, you really can't bake a slap. A punch, sure, but not a slap. But I was so green that I didn't know that. So I asked Ed to really slap Mike around. So he went over, and we walked the scene through. And we went for a take, and Ed really belted him one. It even shocked me, and I nearly shouted, cut. Then he hit him again, and it was the first time I really saw Michael Billington act. He had tears in his eyes, but he remembered all his words and gave a superb performance. I really respected him a whole lot more after that. Billington remembered, Ed and I actually did have a word beforehand, and I said to him, look, we really wanted to do this in one take, and Alan's using an over-the-shoulder camera angle, so it's got to look real. You can't reverse around and cover it, so just hit me out, as hard as you like, really. And he certainly did. We had to make contact, otherwise it wouldn't work properly. But we probably made a little more contact than I was comfortable with.
Well, part of the job.
Yeah, but the thing that this does something to Foster's character for me. Every time I see him now, I'm just going to think, oh man, he's going to turn around and say, kill Straker! And just run around. Like, it's just the moment he's going to snap. But anyway, Straker convinces Foster that he's not trying to kill him or anything, so because of how good a shot he is. And that's pretty much the end of the episode.
Okay.
I don't know. So I don't really grade these. You can if you want, but I just really want to love this show. So this one isn't one I get too excited over, but it was still really fun to watch. Feels like this would make a really good animated episode. If they ever did animated UFO, this one would work really well with it, I think. I think I would have liked the brainwashing part to not be so obvious at first. I think it's a really cool idea, though. I do like the idea of seeing the notion that the aliens are using the minds of the humans in order to impart their thoughts and motivations.
Yeah, which still leads me to the thing, up until here, I think you think that the aliens are just this detached group of invaders, but then but when they're actually naming Straker, who's one out of 3 to 4 billion people, how do they know, one, Straker, and two, the level of power he's got? There's a leak in there. There's a leak in the organization.
That's a good point. I don't know. Well, how much do they know? They know to attack England, but do they really know a whole lot about Straker? I'm not exactly sure. Yeah. We don't know what they know. That's why they're such a mystery.
Exactly.
Every time we catch one, they die before you can figure out how to talk to them.
Right. I mean, we do know that they're harvesting humans for whatever reason.
Oh, right. For organs?
Yeah, for organs.
They're definitely organ harvesting.
Yeah.
Because their planet is dying, and as a result, they're dying too.
Right.
So they're going out trying to get resources.
Yeah, so you know their motives, but again, we don't know what they've got.
Yeah, and how much they intend to take from Earth. How many people do they need for their? What's their population size, and how many people do they intend to harvest organs from? Do they want to build human farms, or what? What are they doing? We don't know. And I do like that mystery that they keep that alive for all of the episodes I've seen so far. But no, it was a good show, and I'm glad you guys listened to my little review about it.
Yeah, it was a very good show.
Thank you. And I enjoyed talking about it.
Yep. Glad I was able to get on here and check and join you on the episode, because UFO is one of my favorite series.
Oh, it is. That's great.
Yes. Yep. Sandra likes it too. But yeah, it was way too short. It was way too short a series.
There are only 26 episodes, right?
Yeah, they could have gone longer.
They could have, but they turned it into Space 1999, as far as I can tell.
Yeah. And there were some of 1999 that I liked, and then most I just tuned off. So.
Yep. That's that.
Okay.
So beyond that, we can talk about whatever you like, or I can just look at some science news.
Yeah, go ahead.
What's going on?
I have Snoopy is pacing, so I'm going to take a slight leave here to see what he wants, and I will be right back.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, see you in a few minutes.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see what we have today in science news. I just wanted to see what's going on in the world, because I don't want to look at regular news. I know that things are on fire and people are robbing things, and that's not a lot of fun. So let's look at something that's a little less dreary. So this one says recoiling black holes could move at nearly 1/10 the speed of light. So the cosmic sinkholes gain speed from being kicked by gravitational waves. Oh, okay. So
Nice.
yeah, right? I never really knew that black holes could move that fast.
Yeah. Nearly up to 1/10 of the speed of light. Wow.
Yeah, the convergence of two black holes will send gravitational waves rippling through space, as illustrated. If moving predominantly in a single direction, those waves can shoot the newly unified black hole into space at high speed. So this is from sciencenews.org.
Wow.
Yeah, these are researchers who reported into the Physical Review letters. Moving that fast, about 28,500 kilometers per second, it would take 13 seconds to complete the average trip from the Earth to the Moon. Oh, so you were asking earlier how quickly Straker could get.
Yeah.
If he was going 1/10 the speed of light, it would take only 13 seconds to get back home.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, well, there you go. That answered your question.
Yeah.
The episode didn't answer it, but the science news did.
Of course, in what shape he would be after he got there.
Yeah, I imagine before you get into orbit of Earth, you have to slow down a bit.
Yeah.
So, black holes merge after coming so close together that they become ensnared in each other's gravitational pull. The couple enters a cosmic waltz, spiraling ever tighter, stirring up ripples in space-time, known as gravitational waves.
Wow.
It's pretty fun. If the pair's convergence blows gravitational waves preferentially in one direction, then the emerging black hole will recoil in the opposite direction, like a kickback from a gun. Some fun research.
Yeah.
See what else we got. Still not interested in that. Oh, this one looks good.
What about the warp drive control circuits? I've been meaning to ask. Go ahead.
Are you seeing anything in the chat? I haven't been getting any of the chat. My chat stopped at 12:50. I thought I wasn't getting any chat. That's why I haven't been reading it. StreamYard. Oh, guys, I am so sorry. I haven't seen any chat since 12:50 for whatever reason. I'm gonna restart and see if it.
I went into the comments and.
Well, I didn't know I had any chat until you started reading it.
Yeah.
Oh my
No,
goodness.
I can't.
I like to show.
Okay, she's restarting, so I guess it's just me. Hello, everybody. Let's see. Okay.
Okay, so there's my chat. It's starting at 12:52. So I missed a couple. I missed a couple from the AI show. Says Straker looks tense when he hasn't had his sleep. Then again, he's tense when he's wide awake. Yeah, so I really loved those scenes where Straker is his hair is always so well kept that it's fun to see it, his bed hair with his robe on and everything. Or in excuse me, in Britain they call it a dressing gown.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, so I guess I didn't miss anything, but now all the previous chats are gone, so I won't be able to see who
And I
was here
can't.
earlier.
And I can't pull them up in the. I can't. Let's see. Yeah, I can't pull them up.
StreamYard doesn't make navigating the chat easy.
No.
But Oiler Greg says, okay, I have an active swarm of bees in my backyard. I have to deal with the situation. Y'all have fun. Oh my
Ooh.
god, I missed the bees.
The bees.
Oh my goodness. Well, good luck with that. I hope you don't
Yep.
get stung, Oiler Greg.
Mm-hmm. And there are the bees.
Goodness.
Beware, Oiler Greg. Beware.
Now Brian says, who's using a treadmill? That's Snoopy.
No, that is Snoopy. But now he's on his bed after I've given him a treat.
Oh, good. He knew what we would say if we actually did get around to reading it. He said, I shall be cautious.
Yes.
And check out Doomcock tonight for Friday Night Frolics at Overlord DVD.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. Oh yeah, I know you can't be there, right?
Yeah, no, we've got something going on tomorrow. The two of us that we got to get up early for.
Also, StreamYard's being silly. It's telling me I have 0 listeners, but I know I have 12 according to the YouTube side.
Yep.
StreamYard's acting funky today.
Yeah, great.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Great.
Mark Harkness says, true. I was helping a friend write a Star Cruiser hotel in a universe where Disney was not full of stupid. First step was starting with the Cloud City apartment as a base for the rooms.
Oh, that would have been nice.
That would be cool. First thing you do is meet Lando?
Yeah.
Why not? That's a good place to start as any.
Yeah.
At least that'd be something somebody would recognize.
Mm-hmm. The real Lando. The real Lando, not the solo Lando.
Oh, is there a fake Lando? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I never saw Solo.
Good. You didn't miss much, Joe.
No, but it was really sad because I had a friend I would go to the new Star Wars movies with, and then after The Last Jedi, we kind of didn't talk anymore.
I wonder why. Speaking of science, I was wondering, who is your favorite science YouTuber?
That would have to be, I love Kurt Kastat in a nutshell. I don't know if he's actually a scientist, but he does a lot of really great science research, and his YouTube channel and animations are really fun and interesting.
Oh, okay. Have you checked out, I'm going to screw up her name, Sabine Hassenfelder?
Oh, yeah, I like her too, and Scotty R37 is a big fan of her.
Yeah, she's good.
Definitely.
And of course, Dr. Becky.
Well, that's where I didn't watch her Dr. Becky but for my Warp Drive stream, I did watch some Sabine videos to prepare for that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she comes on. I like watching her stuff and the concepts she brings up. And she makes them very, very understandable.
Yeah, that is the key when you're a scientist, to be able to make things accessible to everyone, which is a difficult thing to accomplish when you're discussing not just complex physics, but also theoretical physics that you can't really test, but you can conjecture on and theorize on, and use whatever knowledge you do have to guess how things might be. And that's a difficult thing to portray, and she does a good job. You're right.
Yeah. Especially quantum. Quantum stuff makes my head hurt. That's one thing I've never gotten my head around.
Well, they don't worry, because even people who understand it can't get their head around it either. Because of Heisenberg, you can know how fast it's going or where it is, but you can't know both.
Well, one of my astronomy teachers said, "Yeah, You can have two things at the same place at the same time, just gotta be really fast. And I'm like, wait a minute. That doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Yeah.
The AI show says, I guess Straker took the intergalactic Concorde back to Earth.
Ah.
Oh, the Nehru jackets and turtlenecks, says Phantom Boomer Explores. Hey, Phantom Boomer, great to see you here.
Hey, Phantom Boomer.
Oh, hey, I don't know if I have your YouTube channel on my rotation yet, so I'm gonna put it in manually. I'm pretty sure I don't yet. I need to update that. So there's that. Subscribe to Phantom Boomer Explores. He does some watch parties sometimes, and sometimes he'll do some silent educational videos about cinema. He's done one of those so far.
Okay.
Frankel Walker says he will have a duplicate office on the moon. And Phantom Boomer says keeps him feeling comfy, I guess.
With that bed? I don't know.
Yeah, well, the 80s were a weird time.
Yeah.
They had more water beds, I remember.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I had one.
Mm-hmm. Those are subject to a rupture too.
Yes.
Frankel Walker says if he's in a video conference, no one will question the background and the setting. Yeah, it is a good question. Phantom Boomer says with that logo, I'm wondering if Shadow and Uncle are related. Oh, I never considered that. So, what does the Uncle's logo look like? Okay, so this versus let's view that. This one versus Shadow logo. Oh, picture being all black and white.
That was a good comment because I wondered that too because the Uncle did have pretty much the same logo.
Mm-hmm. It is pretty similar.
Yeah,
The man from Shunkledo.
let me see
Says
something.
Franco Walker. That's funny. Reba Bell says, Uncle in space. And
Let's see if
AI
I could
show,
share.
he tells us. Oh yeah, share
Let's-
something.
Let's see.
Shadow doesn't look too comfortable. Oh wait, Straker doesn't look too comfortable holding that gun.
Yeah.
Here, I'll show them side by side.
Okay. Yeah.
There's a kind of theme there with the little man on the side.
Yeah. Yeah. You could take it that way.
Mm-hmm. Ari Bevell says he looks like a Bond villain. And hello to Sean Carter. Great to see
Hey,
you, Sean
Sean.
Carter. How's the... Oh, you're building the K7, right? From Trouble with Tribbles.
I had one of those a long, long time ago.
Oh, you did? That's cool. Did you fill it with tiny tribbles?
No. No. Well, that would have been cool. No, filling the Klingon cruiser with the tribbles.
Mm-hmm.
If they won't be any tribble at all.
That joke's so good they used it again in the animated series.
Yep. Just not in trouble with not in trials and tribulations.
That's true. They skipped it there. They were too busy finding the explosive
True.
device.
Mm-hmm.
Franco Walker says, won't kill you now, but maybe later. It's something to look forward to, I suppose. The aliens in UFO planted a Technicolor hypnotism process, apparently. Ariba Bell says, feeling kind of cute. Might kill you later. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking is going to be. Well, I don't really expect that much continuity from this show, but it wouldn't surprise me if one day Foster just turns and kills Straker.
Mm-hmm.
It would make sense.
Yep.
The AI show says if UFO had been a feature film, it would have been called Get Straker. Get Straker.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder. Ooh. Oh, they did make a UFO movie, but not with the original. Oh, wait, no, they didn't make a UFO movie. They made a Man from U.N.C.L.E. movie, and I'm getting them mixed up because Phantom Boomer got me thinking of both.
Actually, I did see.
Darius Munchausen is repeating the information from the book. I want you to hit me as hard as you can. So Tyler Durden is the leader of aliens, says the AI show.
They did make a movie.
Oh, they did.
In 1980, Invasion UK. This was in the UK. Invasion UFO was an 1980 compilation of scenes from Identified, Computer Affair, Reflections in the Water, Confetti Check AOK, The Man Who Came Back, and ESP, featuring new title music.
Oh wow, that's interesting. So they took the information, they all the different scenes from UFO and tried to put it into a movie.
Yeah. Well, they did.
Weird.
If you looked at some of the, Warner Brothers, Bugs Bunny cartoons, where they tried to make them into movies, and they just kick-bashed a lot of the shows into some sort of a movie, and it never really worked.
Yeah, no, it just feels like a big clip show. You would think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I never really liked compilations unless you really did it well.
Or if it had a documentary kind of
right.
angle to it. Like it was telling you about the episodes you were seeing clips of.
Exactly.
Franco Walker has to dip out for a bit, and that was 15 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
And he's back by now.
Okay.
That was quick. Sandra Feliciano says UFO is much better than Space 1999.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah, I'll probably watch that, but I won't have a show about it. I won't be reviewing it. Snoopy apparently wants treats.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he's pacing again. Now I know. Now I know how she feels when he's doing this on my stream.
Yeah.
That's a good one on Darius. Was that Darius that just said that?
Oh,
About
the alien.
The AI show. That's a good.
Could you read it?
The aliens and UFO were kept in the shadows deliberately for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Yeah, they were. They were kept. This organization is kept hidden from the public. The governments know about it, but not the people.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So kind of like the Stargate program and Stargate SG-1.
Mm-hmm.
Franco Walker says, I had to load some software. If I do it while YouTube is on, YouTube breaks. Oh, at least you already know. Oh, you gave Snoopy a treat already, so he should be happy. Daniel's Hot Topic says, I hear China will go to the moon in 2024. Oh, good for them. And maybe America and Russia will follow. That is if Putin doesn't cause World War III. Yikes. Franco Walker says yes. And now we're all caught up with that chat. But is there more chat happening past 119, which is what I'm going to check because it's been more time than that. And I think that StreamYard is severely debilitated today, so I won't be able to put all your guys' chats on the screen. I'll be able to read them. I'm just gonna read them straight from YouTube, and we'll just do it that way because StreamYard doesn't want to play anymore, really. Yeah, see, I got way more chat than than what StreamYard is showing me. Why? This has never happened to me before. I've heard of this happening to other YouTubers. I'm just like, I never have any trouble. Well, today I have that trouble. And so Snoopy got a treat. And the last chat that StreamYard gives me is that yes by Franco Walker. So Franco Walker says, bye, Jill, LOL, and hello, King. and Franco Walker says hello to Matt G. As Stream Elements wants you to subscribe to Cinema Gulp and Deej Odyssey and Pleasant Valley Picker CA and the Nerd Pro Lifeform, but I can't put any of their links on stream because StreamYard doesn't want to show me the chat.
Oh boy, I'm back. I'm sorry about that. Actually had to let him out.
Yeah, I'm gonna restart again to see if I can get my chat back.
Okay.
I won't be able to shout out everybody at the end because I won't have a list of everybody who is here because of StreamYard messing up. But I want to at least be able to read your chat as I'm having the show.
Yeah. Okay. Hello, Dalek. Hey, Dalek451. How are you doing? Oh, man, my chat froze, too.
Yeah, it keeps doing it.
Yeah. The last one I had is at 1:50 p.m.
Some of it got restored. Now it's giving me up to 1 a.m. 1 p.m. Central.
Yeah. But Dalek451 is here.
Oh, hello, Dalek, and also hello to Matt G.
Hey, Matt G.
Say hi to him.
Hey, Matt G. And Sandra says, yes, I had to let him out. But, yeah, it's almost his dinner time.
Mm-hmm. And, yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, I could get
That's the Picard maneuver, right? Oh, yeah, when you pull down your shirt.
Yes, the Picard maneuver.
Hey,
I'm going to try
nice.
Go ahead. I'm going to try and restart mine. And
Okay, yeah, I like to see the chat. And so that's not cool when I can't. And I think the chat's over, like I caught up, but I didn't really catch up. It's just a lie. Because StreamYard doesn't want to play today. But we're here, and that's good. So I hope everybody's having a really great Friday today. And so that's probably Raymond. He's probably back. Yeah, there he is.
Yep. Okay. All right, now my chat is kind of caught up with the YouTube chat.
Mm-hmm. All right, good. And I got some of the chat now, but it's probably going to freeze again. Napoleon Straker? I don't think so.
Nah.
The Man from Shadow. That would work.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does
would.
sound good, actually.
That would.
The Air Show says Invasion USA is what I call a Frankenstein movie. Take a bunch of TV scenes and edit it into a lackluster film.
Mm-hmm.
And there you go. It's frozen again. I give up. I'm putting the chats on the screen. 135 is the last chat it'll give me. Speaking from Dalek451, speaking of cartoons, I was watching some old Tom and Jerry shorts earlier.
Oh,
today.
yeah.
So hilarious and classic.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hey, welcome back, PvP.
Hey, PvP.
Hi, yeah. Gee, that's weird. I just went on to Twitter, and usually the posting groups show up in the lower right-hand corner of my screen, right? Like, the little pop-up thing. But it wasn't there this time, so I had to go over to the other side, to the left side where they got all the search things, and I found the groups there. But that's weird. Usually it loads right perfectly in the bottom of my screen. So
yeah, I've been having that issue with Twitter too.
Oh, you have? Okay.
Yeah,
Twitter X. I mean X. Whatever. It's stupid.
Yeah. Anyway, I posted in the chat that it was missing, but I found it, so it's all good.
Yeah.
So you guys finished the episode, it looks like.
Yeah, we did. Do you have anything you'd like to say about it?
I really like this one. I thought the writing was good. I thought the story was good. The dialogue I really enjoyed. I like the intense rivalry between Foster and Straker. That was fun. There were a few plot holes, which I mentioned some of them. One other plot hole was what Captain What's His Name, who was trying to blow up their water supply or whatever, and stole
Yeah.
the spacesuit. That's just around the time I had to leave.
That's Captain Craig.
Craig, yeah. That seemed a little strange. Like, I could understand him doing it because he was brainwashed, obviously, but to not check. Well, I mean, I guess he wasn't thinking straight, so I guess that's why he stole a spacesuit that was almost out of oxygen. But then, he's not even close enough probably to do any damage, which he doesn't. But he ends up just basically blowing himself up, I guess, right?
Yes, that's what happens. Yeah, he's trying to blow up the air and water supply, but he doesn't quite make it.
So I thought, well, that was, I mean, I guess it was okay, but it seemed like, do you think the aliens wouldn't have brainwashed them to the point where they weren't thinking at all? Like,
Well, not only that, apparently also Sandra says that the hypodermic needle that he tried to kill Straker with wasn't big enough to cause a deadly air bubble.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well. I guess they didn't.
So this guy was just too wholesome. Like, he didn't know actually how to murder. He just
Yeah.
Too wholesome to murder. That sounds like a good punk rock song or something.
One of the things that I thought about is, I wonder how much resentment Foster has for Straker anyway.
Must
that the brainwashing was able to take as well as it did.
I do think it brought out his subliminal impulses, that he always has a resentment against Straker. Because I think he really has a problem with authority figures and authority in general, right?
Right.
So-
Well, it's important to remember that he's not really in Shadow out of a volunteer.
No, he
Decision.
wasn't.
It's because he got in trouble, and it was either join Shadow or get
Get deleted.
axed. Yeah.
Oh yeah, was that
Exactly.
in the first episode? He was
No,
in?
not in the first, but I think it was in the third we first see Foster.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
they even say something about we could kill him quick and simple, or easily and cleanly.
Or we can kill him slowly, having to work.
Okay, it was the second episode.
Oh, okay.
It was the second episode.
Oh, that makes sense that they introduced it early on. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he is such a big character. You see him in so many episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, he's probably what? I mean, he's pretty much in the top 2 or 3 characters, I guess, really.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Straker, Alec, and Foster.
Yeah.
Basically the main leads. And
Yeah.
Lieutenant Ellis.
Yep.
Yeah. We can't forget Lieutenant Ellis.
No, we can't.
I'll never forget her.
I'll never forget her.
Nope, no, I won't forget her either. And don't forget Ms.
I do forget her
Mrs.
You tell me.
Cumberbatch. Mrs.
Oh,
Cumberbatch.
Mrs. Cumberbatch. Yeah.
Yeah. Colonel Lake.
Oh, thank you. Hmm.
So what
so-
ratings? What did you guys rate the episode? I imagine.
Oh, I didn't want to rate it, but you can rate it if you like.
In spite of a few of the plot holes and weak points, I thought the dialogue and the rivalry between Foster and Straker was so much fun that it was a solid episode. I thought it actually moved along at a really good pace. I thought it was pretty much entertaining throughout. So I'd probably give it an A. I thought it was a good one.
Oh, okay, great. And
Hi.
those are all. Oh yeah, what do you think, Raymond?
B. I'd say B.
Yeah, you know what? I'd be around there too, if I really had to. That's why I don't want to rate them, because I'm like, I really.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good series. Even
Mm-hmm.
the lamest are still pretty good.
Yeah, even the lamest are way better than what stuff we get now, and
Exactly.
a lot of stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
And then,
Very
of course, there's always those great special effects.
The high bar.
The Andersons have such a high level of special effects in all their shows, basically. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah,
that's
I don't even know these are miniature explosions. They really feel like they're enormous.
Yeah, it looks really good, Like everything really looks good. I mean, even that. Did they film this before the moon landing when they started filming the series? Because I know it came out in 1970, but I'm
Yeah.
just wondering. So the moon landing had happened.
Yeah, the moon
Okay.
landing happened in '69. So
Yeah, I know that. I actually remember that night when they landed on the moon.
So it
'Cause-
wasn't that long. It was in 1970, September 16th.
Yeah, because that's one thing I wonder about. Some of the shots on the moon don't really quite look like what the moon really looks like, and they must have been aware of that. But I wonder if they just did it the way they did it for dramatic effect. Like, I'm never sure about that. Because the actual moon's kind of. The actual moon's
they're
kind of
gonna have
boring, really.
Yeah, so they want a set that's a little more dynamic and feels a bit more landscapey.
Yeah, a bit more varied. Yeah, that's my thinking too, Jill. Yeah.
So Ariba Bell in the chat says, no, the Picard maneuver is when you jump to warp, stop, take your shot, then jump to warp again. So it appears that you're in two places at once. Oh, the actual Picard maneuver. Oh, okay.
I thought it was when he pulled his uniform pants up or something.
Yeah, no, that's the unofficial Picard maneuver that fans talk about.
Oh, the pulling down at the top.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but Ariba Bell was talking about the official in-canon Picard maneuver, Raymond, where you jump to warp, stop, take your shot, and then jump to warp again. So it appears you're in the two places at once.
Yeah, I remember
Because
that.
you've gone so fast.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
Me too. That's good to remember that kind of thing.
The unofficial one, I first saw it in a book called Dark Mirror. And that's where they actually mentioned the pulling down of the shirt as the Picard maneuver.
Yeah, I wonder if the next generation costumes were uncomfortable or something, because sometimes they do seem like they might have been, the way they adjust themselves.
You would think the first season's jumpsuits were.
Well, those should have been good enough, but Picard, Patrick Stewart complained until he got what he wanted, apparently, and then he ended up having to do the maneuver on it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Star Trek the Motion Picture would get my vote for the worst Star Trek uniforms.
Which one?
I don't know
The
what you
motion
guys think,
picture?
but yeah, the motion picture. The
onesies.
Yeah, they kind of remind me of pajamas or something for some reason. I don't know. They just look a little strange.
Yeah, they're very revealing too.
Well, yeah, and they don't seem very military, right? Like, they look a little too casual, you know? So they kind of went the other way with Wrath of Khan, and they kind of corrected everything, and I think those uniforms are really great.
Oh yeah, they look very nice. Let me see here. I want to get a good picture of the moon surface. I wanted to see if there's one in this episode. But while I do that, let's see what else is going on in the chat, because I can only look at the chat this way. In the actual YouTube side, I fired StreamYard today. I'm just looking at YouTube. And so there are a lot of people saying hello to everyone. Hey, Cinema Gulp is here. Hello. Hey, Ben. Hey, great to see you. And, okay, Matt G saying hello to everybody too. And Franco Walker says, too wholesome to murder sounds more like a Murder, She Wrote episode.
That does. That's good.
Yeah, it does.
Wow.
Canadian Spider-Man says, I hope everyone has been enjoying this show and that you have hit the like button. Yeah, that's a good idea. Especially since StreamYard doesn't want to be nice to me.
Oh, StreamYard giving you trouble today?
Oh yeah, it's not letting me click on the chat. It's not loading the chat. It freezes the chat.
Weird.
I've decided not to look at it anymore.
Huh, wow.
I like how you said it. You fired it.
Yeah, I just hate it when there's internet glitches that pop up. And it's such a pain because most of the time it's so hard to figure out. Well, almost impossible to figure out what's really going on. But usually it fixes itself eventually, thankfully. But yeah, it's a nuisance.
Yeah. Well, for some reason, Ariba Bell says, yeah, Ben's mom. But I didn't. Oh, right. Benedict Cumberbatch. Yeah. Because I was thinking of Cinema Gulp Ben, and I was confused. Franco Walker says, I'm currently watching reruns of The $6 Million Man. Great stories and acting. I haven't seen it.
You've never seen The $6 Million Man?
Nope. Never watched it. I've only seen parodies.
I've seen a few episodes. I don't know, for some reason it was a show that never really grabbed me, like my imagination. I don't know, I just didn't find it as good as a lot of people think it is, but maybe I didn't watch enough episodes. I probably only saw a handful, to be honest.
It was a bit campy.
Yeah, I didn't like the slow-mo effects, like when he's supposed to be running at super speed or whatever, but he's actually running in slow motion. To me, that was always a bit strange. I just like, what is this? Like, why? But I guess back in those days, they didn't have the budget for, really high-quality effects, so, yeah.
They really didn't have it till, like, they've done at the Flash series.
So it sounds like they had to get creative.
You're talking about the latest Flash series?
No. The one with the one they did. Oh god.
Oh, in the 90s or whatever.
Yeah, the one in the 90s.
I can't remember if I ever saw that.
Oh, and I forgot the guy's name, and I know he's done parts in the recent Flash. Oh gosh. Okay, let me. Wikipedia to the rescue again.
And the AI show says the UFO series was shot in July 1969. Says the Phantom Boomer explorers, Commander Neil Armstrong, and lunar module pilot Buzz Aldrin landed the Apollo lunar module Eagle on July 20th, 1969 at 20:17 UTC time. Thank you, Phantom Boomer.
Okay, it was John Wesley Shipp who played the Flash in the 90s. Or in 1990.
Huh. Yeah, I really don't remember that show very well at all, no. That was just like one season, right? There weren't that many episodes, if I remember.
No, it was only 22 episodes, only did one season.
I still haven't gotten around to seeing the original Flash Gordon show, let alone the remake show.
Oh no, this is the DC superhero, the Flash.
Yeah, the comic book hero.
The comic book hero. I don't know why I'm thinking of Flash Gordon.
Did they ever do a Flash Gordon TV show? I don't remember.
No. Other than the old super only the black and white.
Just the serials or whatever, I guess.
Yeah, just the serials.
Okay, then that's what I must be thinking of.
Yeah, I know they did Buck Rogers for a couple of seasons on TV.
Yes.
I remember that show. I really didn't like the first season of Buck Rogers too much. I just found it too campy. And I couldn't stand that Tweaky robot thing with
God, Tweaky was annoying.
It was so annoying.
But I'm sorry, I couldn't. The second season when they introduced Hawk, I just could not. I could not deal with.
That's
Hawk.
when I started to enjoy it when they brought Hawk in, because I kind of found Hawk an interesting character. He added a little bit of an edge to the show, I thought, but I was never a huge fan of the series though. Overall, really. I just thought it was kind of lightweight, but I guess it was typical of a lot of shows in that era.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, it was a Gary Larson, so I did like the fighter combat.
Well, the most I know about that kind of series, that kind of era of TV, is what I learned from Voyager's episodes where they did their own holodeck version of Flash Gordon on
True.
the holodeck with Captain Proton.
Yeah,
I
Captain
remember
Proton.
that one. Was that in black and white too?
Yes.
Yeah, it was. The episodes were in black and white.
I remember that then. Yeah, that was kind of a fun change of pace in Voyager. That was probably some of my more fun, enjoyable Voyager episodes for me.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I should be watching the next 4 episodes starting season 2. So we'll be reviewing them on the chat on Clobber Times channel tomorrow.
Are they any good? The first 4 of season 2.
I'm looking forward to the review on the 37s. I've done some joking around about when people are searching for Amelia Earhart. I always say, "Hey guys, she's in the Delta Quadrant. That's why you're not going to see any remains. She's." I get stares and say, and as if to say, "You're crazy."
That's a good enough explanation for me, Raymond.
Yeah.
So 37s was the first episode of season 2, if I remember.
Yeah.
Well, so the thing is, I think that the first 2 episodes of season 2 are going to be really great because they were intended to actually be the last 2 episodes in season 1. So these are supposed to be season enders.
I never liked the 37s. For me, that was kind of where I dropped out of the show as a regular viewer. Yeah, I just found the whole concept of Amelia Earhart, in another part of the galaxy just kind of so ridiculous. Maybe there was a good story, but I don't remember it well enough I just remember thinking it was kind of a silly idea. But
I didn't mind it when I first saw it, but we'll see what I think.
I thought it made a lot of sense.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, maybe I need to rewatch, but actually I just want to mention, Jill, I'm not sure if I'm going to make it for Voyager tomorrow. It all depends, but I have a lot of stuff I need to do, so I may or may not be there.
And that makes sense.
Yeah, you're on at the same time though.
Yeah, I'll be on at the same time, even if it's just me watching the episodes. Because by putting them on Cosme, I feel like I actually have to watch it. So even if I'm the only one there,
at 12 Central.
It keeps me from procrastinating. Yes.
12 Central. Okay. Well, if I'm there, I'm there. And if I'm not, I'm not.
Yeah, that's all right.
I'll be getting ready. Let's see. We'll be coming back. This is your watch party, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's Joe's Cosme room.
Yeah, we'll be coming back. We'll be coming back from our inspection, and I'm probably going to get myself prepared for my stream tomorrow, just cause.
Yeah, that would make sense. You got to prep for that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, just cause will be on Sunday this week, right?
Nope, no, it's tomorrow.
It's on Saturday.
Yeah, it's on Saturday. We're getting home enough time.
Oh, great! That's good because you don't like streaming on Sunday. Okay.
I prefer not to. But
okay, so
sometimes
just
we have
because
to.
on Saturday.
Yep.
At 4 p.m. Central.
Yeah, 4 p.m. your time.
Yes. So Phantom Boomer in the chat says that I got to meet Neil Armstrong at a company function prior to him going into seclusion.
Cool.
Oh.
Wow, that's really major. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is pretty awesome, as Franco Walker says.
I can't imagine. To think you're the first man to ever set foot on another world. Like, how trippy must that have been? To be planting your foot on the moon. Like that must. It boggles my mind thinking about it now, all these years later, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just can't imagine what he must have experienced. Like, I mean, I know he was super well trained scientist and everything, and a test pilot or whatever, but man, it must have been some emotional impact, you would think, right?
Incredible. I'm sure. I'm sure he's written books about it. If you really want to know,
he probably,
that would be really great to read a manuscript.
He probably wrote an autobiography or something, I would guess, right? Like,
yeah, that's
I'm
what
sure
I'm
he's
thinking.
got. Yeah, I'm sure he's got a lot of books out. I just don't. I don't remember.
Yeah, a collection. Neil Armstrong Papers, Archives, and Special Collections.
I do remember the night that they landed on the moon, though. I was, I would have been, 11 or something? And I remember my mom, used to work the late shift, so my father and I would go to pick her up after work, like around 9 o'clock in the evening or whatever. So it was, it was pretty much dark by then, and there was a big, moon in the sky. I think it was a full moon, if I remember at all correctly. And we had the radio on in the truck driving over to pick my mom up, and the news came on, and it's like, this is the first night that man is on another world or whatever. The announcer makes it real dramatic, right? And I'm looking out the window, looking up at the moon as this announcer is saying these lines, and I'm like, wow. It kind of blew my little kid's mind, right?
Right. Yeah. And we had started our space exploration and then kind of stopped.
And then it all fizzled out.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens with when money is a consideration.
The thing is, too, I think the 60s generally is a much more adventurous decade than a lot of the ones that have followed. Society, I can, vague memories of the early 60s. Like, I remember when the Beatles broke out around 1962 or whatever it was. And I remember, driving in the car with my parents with the radio on, and those old songs like I Want to Hold Your Hand or whatever would come on the radio, and I'd be dancing around in the back seat because, of course, nobody had seat belts in those days, right?
Nope.
Well,
it was fun to be a free-range kid, I'll tell you. But, I was like, it was almost
well, I like having my seat belts.
Yeah, but then we went from nothing, in the early 60s to landing on the moon, in the last year of the 60s. So it was a phenomenal decade of change, right?
Well, we had stopped for just so long, but just recently it's starting to pick back up with the private industries going into space, and so now there's more competition at least.
Yeah, you've got like SpaceX and all that stuff happening, right? So yeah.
So things are looking better now. The Phantom Boomer Explorer says TMP uniforms looked like jammies.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Eric Saunders says disco uniforms are ugly. Oh, I was like, wait a minute. Are we talking about the 1970s? And no, I was just realizing you're talking about STD.
We're talking about the filth, yeah.
But it's Friday, so we can talk about the filth on Friday. Teatime likes to call it Filthy Fridays.
Filthy Fridays.
So it's allowed. Ariba Bell says principal photography commenced in April 1969 with production based at MGM British Studios in Borehamwood. 17 episodes were filmed at these studios before they closed at the end of 1969. Oh, okay. And then they filmed, I guess they filmed some in 1972 because they have 26 episodes.
The thing is, the moon landing was what, July of 69, if I remember correctly? Okay, so we start filming April. We got April, May, June. We got like, say, 3 months before we actually have any idea of what the moon's surface actually really looks like. So do you think some of those early episodes, they might have actually been, just basically dreaming up a moonscape, what they thought it looked like? And then maybe in the later episodes, I wonder if the shots on the moon got more realistic as the series went on.
That's a good question. I'll have to pay attention when that occurs. Because in this episode is after the moon landing, but it still looks like pretty much the same kind of set.
So this is what episode number was this?
16. So it would have
been after then, I guess.
It would have been. It was filmed in November.
Okay. Well, there goes my theory.
Well, there's still a chance that when it comes back for the last few episodes that they change the sets. We'll see.
Yeah, that's something to keep in mind. Yeah, watch for.
I will. The AI show says no. If this were Murder, She Wrote, it would be called Murder on the Moon. Hey, Matt G just tipped $1. Thank you, Matt G. I wish I could put it on the screen. But StreamYard needs to be slapped. Like Foster was earlier. With the bloody mouth and everything.
I forgot that scene. Yeah, that the scene where Straker is trying to freak him out and make him break, right? To see if he's, because the doctor, actually, you just brought it back. I just want to talk about this for a minute, Joe. The whole sequence with that doctor flashing the lights in his face and seeing, just trying to get to the truth of what actually happened, and then finally he figures it out. I thought that scene was great, and I love the doctor's. That doctor's got such a weird voice to me. Like,
Mhm.
I don't know if it sounds weird to you guys, but to me, he's just got that strange sounding voice, which, was kind of awesome, really. It was kind of fun.
Really
And then,
works.
yeah, it works exactly. And then, once the doctor's giving the info to Straker, giving him, the analysis, it's like, he's never going to be any good, right? You won't ever be able to trust him. Like it could be a month from now, 5 years from now, he could all of a suddenly just like snap and want to murder you.
Mhm.
So
Right.
Straker just devises that plan to test him, to try and push him over the edge to see if he will break and if he will, go homicidal on him, right? And I thought the whole stuff with the gunfire, and it was so great. And
Thinking you would love that scene too.
it was a
Mhm.
great scene. And then at the end, when Foster doesn't break, and he says, "I understand," right? It's like I understand why you did this, kind of thing. And then he was like, well, you know, Straker goes and gets the rifle, right? And he
Hmm.
shoots at the targets, and he hits every little one of them, like bang, 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 bang in a row.
Mhm.
And it's
Yeah,
like a
he
killer.
shoots at the teeny target, so
Yeah.
he could have killed Foster the whole time.
And
Oh,
that's
yeah.
his point. And Foster realizes if he'd wanted to actually kill him, he easily could have, but he didn't actually want
Mhm.
to kill him.
Yeah.
He wanted to test him. So I thought probably that's one of the best scenes in the whole episode. That's one reason I give it an A, because that was just a brilliant scene.
Yeah, and if you go on the replay, I talk a little bit about from the book where they talk about that scene and how those slaps were really real.
Oh, really?
And yeah.
Yeah, they were.
Wow, because it did look pretty intense, I gotta say. So that's not sound effects. That's like slap,
No.
slap, real,
Mhm. Yeah,
real
they
stuff.
were.
That's contact.
Wow, that's intense. Did they actually plan it that way? Like, they were good with that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
from what Jill said there, yeah.
Wow, dedicated acting. I
Yeah,
love it.
Foster said it was maybe a little more than he was comfortable with.
At least he didn't break character though and scream or something, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, no, he remembered all his lines throughout all that physical abuse. It was great.
Damn,
Mhm.
back when we had great acting.
Yes.
But yeah, I love that scene. Thanks for reminding me, Jill. I was going to bring that up, but
You're welcome.
as I say, without the stills, my memory kind of wavers.
Oh yeah, I could bring them back up if you want. But I do want to get through the chat. Dalek451 says StreamYard recently did an update where they added recording controls. Maybe the problem has to do with that. Oh, that's right. I was thinking that's such a great update that they're gonna, so that if you want to do a recording, not a live broadcast, and usually when you run a record on StreamYard, you hit record, you hit end record, and that's it. Then you deal with whatever you got. So now they're gonna let you pause recording and resume, pause. So that's gonna be cool. But if it broke my chat, it's not cool.
No.
Well, every time they do an update, there could always be potential glitches, right? Because I've learned that over the years.
And the problem is, I can't say I don't want to update because it's the website. They update whenever they want.
Yeah, I did get that pop up when I logged in just now when I got back from picking up my work computer. I logged in and I got that same pop up, Jill, and I was wondering, well, this is new. So
It is,
interesting.
Darius Munchausen says the $6 million man after inflation is the $60 billion man.
Mm-hmm.
You're not
That's
wrong.
about it. The way the cost of everything is. I get this, guys. My boss told me to, put gas in the car just in case because of the fires around here. That the gas stations could start.
That's smart.
If we get a panic run, so I put in $50 worth earlier today. Get this, I put $50 in the tank and it doesn't even quite get me up to 3/4.
That's yeah.
It's like, yikes.
That's terrible. That would
Yeah.
fill up mine. You
should-
got some terrible rates.
Well, the gas prices here are $1.82 a liter.
Dolphin TV is sharing the $6 million man.
So that's like, what, $7.40 a gallon or something we're paying here now?
All the excitement, all the realism, all the bionic action. You know, it works. His powerful bionic arm.
Yeah. And I remember on the back of his head, he had a little hole drilled in his head that you could look and you got a magnifying glass out coming out of his bionic eye.
Oh my god, that's funny. So, this is an action figure,
This is an action figure.
and it has a backpack radio that really works. And
Uh-huh.
see through his bionic eye. Oh, so that's what you're talking about, the microscope.
Oh, there's some pretty cool toys in the 60s and 70s. I
Oh,
remember
yeah.
as a kid.
Yeah, that is a really creative one.
Does
It
any-
also could come with a bionic repair station.
Yeah.
That's cute.
Yeah, wow.
Oh wow, how
You-
cool is that?
Mhm.
Hey, Raymond, do you remember the Major Matt Mason space toys at all?
Yes, I do.
I used to
Those
have
were awesome.
I had a whole set of those. I had the space station. I had the like the giant alien guy.
Mhm.
I had
Yes.
the guy with the green head.
Mhm.
I had,
Yeah.
of course, Major Matt Mason and all his astronaut buddies, and
Yep.
I had the moon crawler, that weird-looking
Oh.
thing that would crawl along the floor.
Yeah, they had
Oh,
the space
man.
station. Those were awesome.
Oh, the space station was incredible. I still
Uh-huh.
remember that to this day.
But they
That
were
was a
very
good trip.
Did you notice that they were very fragile? If you
Oh,
bent the
yeah.
arm, if you bent the rubber arm too much,
Yeah.
the metal
It broke.
it broke, and you've got the metal framework sticking out.
There's like little wires, I think, inside them,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, it was
And,
little wires.
Yeah, if you changed their poses too many times, they would snap eventually, and
Yeah.
that's what happened to my little guys.
Aw,
Yeah,
that's too bad.
they were
Oh,
not
well.
like GI Joe. They were
The
not
AI
like G.I.
show, says in the chat, the $6 Million Man was a gimmick premise show. It was outshined by the Bionic Woman, really.
Oh,
So you're not missing much.
huh.
And Franco Walker says they tried speeding up the film for when he was running, speed running, but it just looks silly, so they slowed it down instead. And fist bump to anyone who gets the joke about the inflation from Darius Munchausen. And the AI show says the 1990 Flash with John Wesley Shipp.
Yep,
Good show, actually.
it was.
Oh.
Did that
And yeah, the
Flash,
Phantom Boomer Explorers agrees. Yes?
did that Flash series have Mark Hamill in it playing a
Yes,
villain?
he was the trickster.
Ah, I thought so. Yeah. Okay, I did see that show then. But it's been so long, I don't remember. It'd be like watching it the first time if I ever see it again.
Hmm. The AI show says Flash Gordon was done as a feature film in 1980. Talk about camp.
Oh God, is that
Mhm.
campy?
Yeah.
It's kind of fun though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Franco Walker says it got a bit stupid when they brought in the bionic dog and the bionic boy. Oh, you guys, you know all about this. Yeah, the show ended up being canceled. They got rid of the bionic writers, says the AI show.
Now we have bionic writers.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, we really do now.
It's too bad they didn't do a series called The Bionic Slug. That could have been quite fascinating.
Oh my God. Canadian Spider-Man says, okay, so you have one bionic arm and you are in handcuffs. So what happens to your other arm when you try to break the handcuffs?
You tear your hand off.
Okay, that makes sense.
Well, what you probably do is use your bionic hand to crush the handcuff off, but then it's stuck on your bionic hand.
Yeah. Speaking of, I don't know either. You know more than I do. Ariba Bell says, speaking of Buck Rogers, I ran into Erin Gray at a convention once. I didn't even recognize her, but I was all, holy cow, who's that smoking hot white-haired lady?
Yeah, she was.
Hmm. And every once in a while, the YouTube chat jumps, so I have to keep finding where I was. The AI show says the 37s is actually one of my favorite episodes of Voyager, which wasn't a great show anyway. Okay, so yeah, I'm looking forward to watching the episodes tomorrow. Franco Walker left about at 1:58 p.m. Okay, I'll see you next time, Franco Walker. I'm so glad you stopped by today.
Yeah, take care.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bye, Franco.
And he said, thank you, Jill, PvP, and Raymond. Thank you, chat.
You're
Take
welcome.
care, everyone, and much love to you all. And yeah, love right back at you, Franco Walker. Glad you were here. You were here a while. We've been streaming about 2 hours and a half, almost 2 hours, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And in about another 15 minutes, we can wrap it up a bit, but not quite yet.
Yeah. I'm going to have to... I've got it's dinner time for somebody.
Oh, yeah, somebody who's the boss of the house.
Exactly. Exactly.
Geez, I haven't even thought about dinner. I've had such a crazy morning. Going to put gas in the tank in case there's a panic run on the gas stations, and then I went to stop by and got a few things at the grocery store, and then I come on the stream, and then my boss calls me, and that's an hour out of my day. Oh.
Well, that's good. You went shopping for supplies.
Yeah. But speaking of panic gas buying, Jill, I think you remember this. 4th of July this year. I don't know if Sheetz has gas stations down by you, but Sheetz had $1.76 for a gallon of gas.
No kidding! Wow. That's incredible.
Oh my God! The lines were terrible.
I haven't seen gas that low in years.
Yeah,
that's insane.
Sandra had more patience than I did. She got her gas by sitting in line, but I went looking for lines and said, "Screw this! I'm going to go home."
Yeah.
I hate sitting in lines.
The thing is, if you're sitting in a line for 2 hours to get gas, are you really saving any money? Because your time is worth something too, right?
Good point.
That's true too. But if you're determined to get that good gasoline price, you're going to.
Well, I suppose if my tank was nearly empty, I'd probably wait in line because I'd fill it right up.
And hope that you don't have to push it into the gas pump.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's.
Oh right. Time. Yeah. No. I almost had to do that once, but as soon as somebody saw me trying to push my car, they helped me. That was good.
That's nice of them.
That was nice of them.
Yeah, I have a little light that comes on when I'm down to like the last few liters or whatever. It's like a little warning light. It's like, okay, idiot, you better put some gas.
Exactly. Hey, goofball, get gas.
Yeah, go get gas.
Oh, Canadian Spider-Man agrees with you, PvP. Free range in the back seat in the 70s was fun.
And the 60s as well, yeah.
There was a little bit of that in the 80s too, but then if there was a seatbelt, I was like, I'm going to wear the seatbelt. Because I don't know, I was that kind of kid.
Well, they brought the seatbelt laws in sometime. I don't know when it was. I forget now. It's probably sometime in the 70s.
Well, I knew some. Maybe. When I was stationed in Italy, they were still kind of, because it was in the 80s. They were still kind of lax through the seatbelts, and a couple that I knew. They were driving. She didn't have her belt on. They got into a bad accident. She got thrown out of the car. She was lucky to live. But she spent months in a full body cast.
Oh.
Oh my goodness. Oh, wow, that's terrible. Yeah.
That's really sad.
And I guess by the time when I was a kid, I must have gotten indoctrinated to actually use my seatbelt so I wouldn't suffer that kind of fate. And I'm so sorry somebody that's happened to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's scary.
Well, actually, it wasn't full body, but it went like from the pelvis up to the up. Wow. It was an upper body cast.
Yeah.
Man, that sounds painful.
According to my search here, Texas seatbelt laws were enacted in 1985, so that's when I was born. So that's about when it started.
Well, you probably had like a kiddie seat kind of thing when you were little, right, Jill?
No.
I would imagine. No?
No, they didn't start kiddie seats till later.
Oh, okay. So Jill was old enough to avoid that horror.
I didn't have a kid seat or a booster seat.
Yeah, booster seat. That's the word I was looking for.
I was still not completely free range like y'all, but like I could sit in the middle console and stuff, and I shouldn't have been there. I guess I was kind of free range a little bit. I think I was a little bit of both.
Yeah,
it depended.
Okay. I remember when I was a kid, we had a VW, and I would lay in the by the back window, just above the seats. I didn't sit in the seats. I just laid behind the window. So, yeah, I was free range too, Joe.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Canadian Spider-Man said, also, we were free range to play outside because there was no way to phone us running around. So, yeah, that's right. And so when I was a kid was probably the last time that was happening too, because now I put a phone on my kid. I'll call him if I need him.
It's better than a whistle.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
my
so
God.
I'll
I hate
let him...
parents. I hate parents with whistles.
I didn't even think of using a whistle. That's weird. Like, is my kid supposed to be a dog now? What's going on?
That's exactly what I thought when I heard the whistle from our neighbor. I'm like, jeez, what are you doing? Calling a dog?
Yeah, it was great back then. Like no cell phones. You know, when I was a teenager, my buddies and I, we'd all go out on Friday, Saturday night, and sneak in and have beers, or wander around the streets. And of course, nobody ever got into trouble back then. Like, we never had any problems. We just had fun because it was just a different time, right? There wasn't all the crazy stuff going on. You could walk around like 10, 11 o'clock at night downtown, and it was basically safe, which I would never even think of doing nowadays.
Well, I wonder if there's like a certain sound that only kids can hear, and you could get a whistle that adults can't hear, but only the kids can hear.
That's good.
It was nice being free, though, without having any control, over your parents' control. It was a good time.
Because I think there's a certain frequency level that you can only hear when you're younger.
Yeah,
that's interesting idea. I never thought of
I like Darius Munchausen's things. Jill also grew up in Texas, where laws are more of a guideline.
Oh, yeah. True enough.
Yep.
Yeah, I had a police officer tell us hey, turn around your kid. I still had her rear facing, because I heard, keep them rear facing as long as you can, because that's safer. And the police were like, hey, no, just turn her around. She's more comfortable. because the reason why the excuse we gave for speeding was that she was upset, and so that's the advice he gave us. And Canadian Spider-Man continues, Mexican families are constantly riding around in the back of trucks, and I didn't see a single incident the entire time. They drove slower and more carefully, and a more relaxed pace of life is safer. And you know what? You're not wrong. I've done that before when I was a kid too, which is way more dangerous than being without a seatbelt inside the car.
Oh, I've ridden in the back of it. I've ridden in the back of a truck.
Yeah, I probably did that a few times when I was younger too, come to think of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's a good way to become paraplegic or worse.
Well, if you did that now and a cop saw you, you'd probably, get a huge fine too. One thing I loved about being a kid in the 60s was there was no video games back then. So my friends and I would actually go out and run around in the yard and climb, high up in the trees, and we'd play like, Cowboys and Indians or whatever your kids used to do back then. Have lots of fun. Oh, and my best friend Gary had lived a couple of houses down. He had his parents had built him a sandbox, so we'd spend hours sitting in the sandbox building like castles and all kinds of cool architecture and stuff. And then we'd get all our little plastic army men, and we'd have wars. Oh, those are fun times.
I had a neighbor who had the coolest toys. He had actual plastic. Back in the day, you can actually have the old imitation World War II or later rifles and stuff. So we went to play war with almost of that, with very cool image wars, which obviously we can't do now.
Can't? Why not?
Well, because they could be mistaken for the mean.
The real.
Yeah.
Oh, the real ones. Now you have to have like an orange tip on the guns and everything.
Yeah, exactly. But it was so cool. But it was so cool back in the day where you could actually play a war and
Your weapons looked real.
Yeah, they looked real. They were plastic, which I mean, I loved how the detail.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I grew up in the 90s and I climbed trees too, but I guess I also didn't have any video games until I got a little bit older. But I need to step away for just a second. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, Joe.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to bail in about 5 minutes for the care and feeding of the boss of the house, Snoopy.
I think Jill says she's probably going to end the stream around that time anyway, if I remember.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I got a million things I should be doing and myself. So. Oh, I keep putting it off though. It's more fun to just hang out with you guys.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
now I got to think about possibly working from home starting on Monday and setting up this damn computer. I got these 2 screens. I got to figure out where I'm going to put them, and it's another headache,
Well, if you've got a table.
Well, my boss said don't hook them up because, she might call me into the office on Monday. But I'm thinking, well, with the fire situation, is there any point to coming in on Monday if I might have to cart them back out again on Tuesday? Like, it doesn't make
how big a laptop do you have?
They're just basically 2 screens because the computer, the one screen has the computer built into it, kind of thing, right?
Oh, okay.
It's one of those, but it's still
like mine.
It's still heavy as hell. Like lugging it out to my car and then lugging it out of my car back up to my, 3rd floor apartment here, just about killed me. Like I was just breathing like it was an Olympic event by the time I finally dragged it in the door.
Okay.
Because it must weigh like 30 pounds. Luckily, I have a big plastic bin I could cart it up in, but then one end of the damn bin cracked, packing it up here because the damn computer was so heavy, right? So not fun. So
man, that's a heavy in-screen computer.
Well, there's 2 screens though too, right? There's the main screen and then there's a secondary screen.
And and they're attached to each other, the screens.
She left all the cables attached. She told me you don't have to worry about, plugging anything in. It's all still plugged in. So all I have to do is basically, find a desk, my desk, somewhere on my desk, set it up, plug it into the modem, and I should be good to go. So,
man, that's everybody in my work center has laptops, so it's just
laptop would be a lot better. You didn't.
Yeah.
I thought that's what you were bringing home was just a laptop.
Oh, I wish it was a laptop. No, it was
whole
like 30
workstation.
It was like 30 pounds of exhaustion.
Yeah, you had to bring.
Fun.
You bring home your desktop. That's crazy.
Well, it's like, as I explained to Raymond, it's like a 2-screen setup. One screen, the whole computer's in the one screen, basically. Those in-screen computer systems.
That. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then there's a secondary screen because we need 2 screens to do our work the way we do it. But of course, then there's the keyboard and all the other stuff as well. So headphone, whatnot. So it all adds up.
So Ariba Bell has some very important information from earlier. He says, no, there were unmanned landers at that point already, which had taken pics of the moon's surface. That's a good point.
Oh, okay.
I should have remembered that. I should know my space history, and I had forgotten. Yes,
So-
we had been. We had,
So basically,
so we had seen the moon. We just hadn't been on it yet. Thank you.
Basically-
Ariba Bell.
UFO just created their moonscape for dramatic effect, basically.
of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
Exactly.
good with
It's
that.
a movie set.
Yeah.
The first
Well, it's probably more fun
photography
that way.
of the moon.
Because let's face it, the real moon is kind of boring looking.
And Dalek451 says, keep in mind the new StreamYard controls are for recording only. The live stream will still work as normal, except not so much normal, Dalek, because my chat is freezing. That doesn't seem normal. Hello to Lord Thoth. He's in the chat. I can't put you on the screen, but I'm so glad you're here. StreamYard is not wanting me to have as much fun today.
Yeah.
Darius says, Jill also grew up in Texas where laws are more of a guideline.
Yeah, I read that. Yeah.
Yeah, you did read that, but it's worth reading twice. That's a good one.
True.
It's kind of true. And Lord Thoth says, I have written that traffic ticket when the pickup truck had 6 teenagers in the back. Oh my god. You get packing all your kids in the back of a truck. Yeah, not great. And I've been party to that when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm. Of course you. Go into the. If you've got those cabs, the covers that hide everything that's in the back, you're okay.
Oh yeah, that's true. You just hide under there.
Yeah.
And Donnie's here. Don Ranger Power says Midnight's Edge Raid.
Oh.
Hello,
Oh,
Jill,
wow.
King Dolphin, PvP, and all. Hope everyone is well on day 18 of Power Rangers Month. Oh, I had no idea it was Power Rangers Month, but
I didn't know they celebrated a month.
But Donnie has a new Power Rangers video if you're subscribed to his channel. So he makes some great content over there.
Not only is there a month for everything these days, it seems like there's a day for everything. Have you ever looked up that on the internet? Like
well, I
special
do.
days?
Honestly, I do that right now, but then I need to let Bird of Prey 5 does that. So he's going to do that at 3 p.m. Central Time. So in just 30 minutes.
Tomorrow?
That's what. No, today.
Oh.
No, he does it every time he has a bed life.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah, it's crazy. It is absolutely hilarious that
So I'll
some
wait
of the
to hear him read
ridiculous, the ridiculous things that there's special day for is just like really.
Well, and every day has several things.
Yeah.
Oh
to
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see the day that is the special day for special days.
I'm sure there's one.
Yeah, there
I wouldn't
probably
be
is.
surprised.
There probably is.
We are living in a crazy world.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah. And there was one more science story I wanted to share that I saw.
Okay.
Let me close all this stuff. And I'll share my screen. Okay, so this is a another story from Science News. Neuroscientists decoded a Pink Floyd song using people's brain activity. The method captured sounds that resembled the song's rhythm and harmony.
Whoa. What song did they use?
Okay, so let me... Oh, wait a minute. I can't read it. Read the story for free.
Oh, I hate that.
Oh.
I hate when that happens. Oh, no,
It's
don't do it, Joe. You'll get text
clickbait.
mail.
It's
Don't do
clickbait.
it, Joe. You'll get text messages for the rest of your life.
Or you
I'm
might get
just-
some virus or something. That sounds sketchy to me.
It's fine. I'm using a throwaway email.
Mm.
Okay.
Did that work? Oh.
I hate that though when they give you a little, it's like a fish hook, right? They give you a little lead and then it's like,
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
the email address is already taken.
oh boy.
Yeah.
You know what? I can look up this story somewhere else.
That seems like, I don't know, it seems like kind of a weird story. Like, is that even real or did they just make
Well, I
that
can't
up?
read it on this website. So let's look at a different one.
That's crazy. Science.
I've never heard of them doing that with a Pink Floyd song, to be honest.
Well, it's a new science story.
I don't need to
Posted-
have my brainwaves
DJ.
read anyway. I just like,
Yeah, right.
I just enjoy Pink Floyd just because they're Pink Floyd.
Well, so it says here, researchers reconstructed recognizable snippets of classic Pink Floyd song, Another Brick in the Wall, using the listener's recorded brain activity. So by recording and decoding people's brain activity as they listen to Pink Floyd's Another Brick in the Wall, scientists recreated recognizable snippets of the 1979 song. In some clips, you can make out a Waters-like voice crooning the well-known chorus, but in others, the anthem sounds much more muddier. Let's see. Whoa. Okay, so that sounds kind of creepy. Let's see how it sounds.
That sounds very creepy.
Look, I guess this is what it sounds like.
I'm kind of wondering what the value of this study is anyway. Like,
To get more money.
because it doesn't seem like it's the most important thing in the world, to be honest.
No.
Decoding
especially with another
Are you
book,
kidding
Brick in
me?
the Wall.
Well,
Well,
but
yeah.
I think it's
could've-
kind of
That song is so overplayed. Like, that's one of the Pink Floyd songs I never need to hear again.
Yeah.
Because I remember, like, back in the 80s, they showed the bloody music video on our music channel here over and over and over.
Yeah.
It's like Stairway to Heaven, if you've ever listened to classic rock channels. It's
You
like,
hear
I
that
love that
over
song.
and over.
Yeah, I love the song, but I could maybe
Not-
listen to it once a year, and that's good enough. You know?
Exactly. Exactly.
There's much better Pink Floyd, though, than The Wall.
Yeah.
When The Wall first came out, my cousin and I bought it and listened to it together, and we loved it, right? It was really good. But over the years, I don't think it's aged well. There's some really good songs on it, but there's a lot of filler, to be honest.
Nah, my favorite Pink Floyd song, my favorite Pink Floyd album is Animals, and we talked about it on Wednesday.
Animals is good, yeah. My favorite is the one before it, though, Wish You Were Here. I think Wish You Were Here is absolutely fantastic.
right.
Because it's a tribute to their lost leader, Sid Barrett, right, and his mental illness problems. And I just think it's such a heartfelt, beautiful album. Like, you know. And there's that. Have you ever heard that story that when they were recording Wish You Were Here's the album, that Sid actually showed up in the studio and they didn't even recognize him at first because he had changed physically. He had changed so much in his appearance. And then they realized it was Sid Barrett they were looking at. And he was like still very detached at that point. Have you guys ever read about that?
No, I haven't.
It's quite fascinating, really.
Well, they say that the researchers say that the works adds another brick in the wall of our understanding of how the brain processes music and could have future applications in brain-computer interfaces that help people communicate.
Oh, that'd be a good
Oh.
idea.
Oh, that sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why they're reading the brainwaves like this to see if they
And-
can discern what people are thinking. So,
Yeah,
for
and that's
people
what
who
Jill,
can't talk.
and that's what Princess Fiona is saying. They were able to reconstruct the song using only information they got from the brain. So it's a huge step in interpreting how the brain interprets signals.
Yes, thank you. Princess Fiona's here. Hey, I wanted to let you know, Princess Fiona, I thanked you at the top of the show for the book that you helped me get for the UFO, because it helped me add some really interesting stuff about the episode. And she knows about this research. She says they matched brain activity to individual sound frequencies. And Alex says they actually did something like that. What a total waste of time and effort. and Princess Fiona says, you guys may be missing the point. They were able to reconstruct the song using only information they got from the brain. That's the point, anti-derivative Jill. And yes, that, because I hadn't finished the article yet, so I was working on it. And Donnie says there was a Mighty Morphin Power Ranger episode that was also titled Another Brick in the Wall. Wow, interesting. Thank you, Donnie. And Princess Fiona says, so huge step in interpreting how the brain interprets signals. So basically they're learning how to talk directly into the brain and to listen. Well, that is really awesome, but also really kind of creepy. I don't want anybody reading my brain right now.
That's true. That's true. My brain does not work well with others.
Princess Fiona says this is a huge breakthrough. Talking about Pink Floyd is seriously missing the point in this case.
But it's so much fun. It's so much fun to talk about Pink Floyd.
Oh yeah, and that's kind of PvP's thing. He totally loves talking about rock and roll music in particular.
Oh, PvP, you missed Wednesday then. Oh my God, you should have been there Wednesday.
While I was at work, probably slaving away on my computer.
I was talking to Hungry Boy, Hail Hungry Boy, about.
How's Hungry Boy doing? There was some stream that there were people concerned about him or something. I watched the other night.
Yeah, what happened? What happened was he was supposed to be on my Tuesday show about obsession.
Right.
But he didn't show up.
Yeah, I got about an hour and something into your obsession stream so far, and I really enjoyed it. But I just haven't had the time to watch it all yet, Jill. But yeah, that's it.
Sure. And Hungry was supposed to be there, but what happened was that there was a power outage that took him out of commission for 14 hours.
Yeah.
Sounds like my computer internet shut down for like 13 or 14 hours on Monday.
Yeah.
And Bird of Prey 5 was ahead of us in our thinking. He said, once they can figure out what you're thinking, wrong think will be a crime.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, it's getting like 1994 or something, isn't it?
But yeah, PvP. We Hungry Boy and I spent the whole episode talking about progressive rock.
Ooh, that sounds interesting. Did you
Yeah,
mention
but-
Rush? Did you mention Rush?
Yes, we did.
Oh, good.
Not as much as others, but
Well, they're one of my favorite Canadian bands. I love Rush. I think they're amazing.
but yeah, check it out.
Yeah, I'll have to put that on my list of a million things I need to do.
And Princess Fiona says, "Oh yeah, another case. I can talk about Pink Floyd all day long. Yeah, PvP. You can. I need to listen to that show too. So when it's great to turn on streams like that. I put in my watch later for whenever I have chores to do.
Yeah. I really like Princess Fiona's comments. Like,
Oh yeah, she's great.
she's so learned. Like, I am so impressed with her intelligence. Like, she knows so much about so many things. It kind of blows my mind actually, because I feel like like it's like that old scene, where it's like I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy.
Well, I'm right there with you. I'm right
Like,
there
wow,
with you.
I'm just blown away how smart this woman is. Like,
I may have to bring her on. Fiona,
actually, she'd
DM
make a
me.
great,
Oh
she'd
yeah,
make a great guest sometime. Yeah.
definitely.
Yes, Fiona, DM me. I'd love to bring you on my channel.
Well, I would too. I don't know if she streams, if she has a microphone and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It would be great to hear from her.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh,
That would be really interesting. Actually.
Edge of Time says, I've returned to Moonbase Alpha. It's beer 040.
No be a 40, yeah.
Oh, 40. That means I've got to wrap up the show in the next 8
Okay.
minutes.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
So,
He said there was a lot of family stuff going on, and he had a power failure.
Yep.
Says Princess Fiona about Hungry. Oh, I didn't know about the family stuff. He only told me about the power.
Yeah, he
Oh, I
didn't
just
say
want-
anything. He didn't say anything to me when he came on, so it must have been resolved by the time he came on.
Actually, speaking
All
of
right,
power
Snoopy.
failures, I just want to mention if I should happen to disappear for a number of days, guys, it'll be probably related to our local forest fires around on the hills around here.
Well, you be careful.
Well,
And
yeah,
in that case, stay in touch when you can, so we know you're not
I'll try.
disappeared yet.
but I'm just saying, if the power goes out or if the internet crashes, if something catastrophic happens, I might be out of touch with you guys for a number of days. But of course, I'll try to get back in touch whenever I'm able. But yeah, my boss said, that's why I had to pick up my workstation today, all my computer
Right,
stuff.
that makes sense.
She
And
said,
I-
you can either maybe work from home. She says probably still come in Monday, which I'm thinking that's silly because I don't relish packing all that stuff back.
Sure,
into
of
the
course
car.
not. I hope you don't have to go into. I hope you just get to
Yeah.
work from home next week, no matter what, even if it's
Well,
just fine.
she said don't set it up, and I'm like, I think I'll set it up on Sunday and see if I can get it working. Because if I can't,
Yes, yes.
I'm just gonna call her and say, look, I got everything working here. Can I just stay at home and because I mean, if I have to haul it up there on Monday and then I have to haul it back home on Monday night,
Yeah,
and she's
exactly.
saying-
Taking it back and forth, especially when you don't know what's going to happen with the
Exactly.
fires.
it makes no
It
sense.
doesn't make any sense to take it
Sometimes
back
my
to work.
boss annoys me a bit, to be honest. She means well,
Well,
but
just be honest with her and you'll be okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Princess Fiona says Rush was the hardest working band in the business.
They are amazing.
Mhm.
I mean, have you ever listened to Rush, Joe?
I'm sure I have a little bit, but
I
Yeah,
sent
I've
you
heard.
I sent you a couple of videos of them.
oh, I know.
actually.
I'm sure you have.
Lyric videos with all the subtitles, so you could read them.
Huh.
But you probably never watched them.
I do get kind of busy.
Yeah, I
yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
But
Speaking of
seriously, Rush
Yes,
will blow your mind if you ever watch them. Watch the stuff live. Live, they're incredible.
Jill, I'm gonna have to get I'm going to have to get bailing.
Yeah, you know what? This is a perfect time to end the show. I
Okey-doke.
could talk more about science, but then that'll run over the time that I need to go.
Okay.
So I think I'll
Can
stop
put-
there. Yes, please do. Please tell us about what you got going on this week.
Okay, King Dolphin TV in color tonight. Tomorrow we're going to have Just Cuz. You know what happens? The usual mayhem. The usual mayhem. The usual the usual chaos. The usual fun. We'll have that next week. Jill's coming on, and we're going to talk about Deep Space Nine, and actually we're going to talk about the Prophets. Our two different takes on. Or maybe one. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Well, yeah, we don't know. That's the interesting part. We don't know if what we're gonna agree on or disagree on yet.
Exactly. So it's going to be a profitable debate.
Ooh, hey, now we're getting brain here.
Yes.
That was a good one.
So please join us. Please subscribe and like, and we'll have fun, and we're going to make some waves. Jill, this has been outstanding. I always love being on with you, and I'm glad I was able to come on today and enjoy some quality time with you.
Oh yeah, me too. I'm so glad you were here. Thank you, Raymond.
Yeah.
And I hope you have a great weekend and all of that. And it
Yeah.
isn't too. I know it is busy, but I hope it's at least pleasant.
Yeah, it's going to be. It's our anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Our
Yeah.
anniversary.
Oh
on
yeah,
Monday.
happy anniversary.
That's nice. Happy anniversary, yeah.
Thank you. All right. PvP, as always, it's a pleasure. And
Yeah, it was nice.
be safe. Be
chatting
safe
with you
and just
No,
make
I
sure.
try. I mean, I'm kind of in the middle of the city, and there's not many, combustible things around here. So I don't think it'll affect me directly. But for some reason, my boss still said, "Well, if you have to evacuate, I might set you up to work in another location." And I'm like, "Okay, I don't see that happening actually, but whatever,
Okay.
I think hopefully she decides that working from home is fine until this crisis is over.
This is the crazy
Exactly.
thing. The crazy thing, guys, is she wants to shut the office down next month anyway in like 3 or 4 weeks. So it's like, why don't I I've got the stuff here now. Why don't I just
Stay
set
home.
up here and
Yeah.
work from here like 3 weeks earlier? It's kind of crazy. Sometimes I don't understand my boss, to be honest.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well,
But
take care, guys.
Yeah,
take care,
bye,
guys.
Raymond.
Have a
Bye.
good
See
one,
ya.
Raymond.
See you tomorrow. Take care.
Yeah,
See you soon.
see you later.
Bye.
Bye. And let's see what else I got going on. Snoopy's dinner time. I wish I could have my chat working a little bit better, but it was really great to hear from Raymond, and definitely check out his Just Cuz tomorrow. Lots of fun, good party. He always puts on a good little party there with the Pudgy Hedgehog and Wendy Trauma Warrior, and it's always really cool.
Yeah, I wish I had time, but I got so much to do. I think I'll have to skip it this week. But
Yeah.
I'll probably pop in for the profits one the following week though, because that sounds kind of interesting, and I do like Deep Space Nine quite a bit. So yeah.
Yeah,
that's
speaking
good
of free range, that's what we do. We kind of have a free range conversation of all of the different all throughout the entire series. So that is kind of
Oh.
fun that we do it that way.
That sounds good. Yeah.
Mhm. And Princess Fiona says the demographics of Rush fans were the same as Star Wars fans. Very few women at first, and then their fans had daughters, and we got to see many more female fans. And Canadian Spider-Man says we're not really in any danger to King Dolphin. The fires are well monitored, and there are many exit highways and resources. Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah. The only thing is, I'm not worried about the fires across the lake, Jill, because the lake is a huge barrier that the fires won't cross, of course. But I think we've got some fires, like I don't know, to the west or east of us on the mountains on the other side of the city here, because the sky was just glowing red last night, and they're probably on the other side of the hills still. But if they crest and come over the top, I think that's what my boss is kind of worried about. And she's got a home up in the hills too, so I think that's maybe why she's panicking a bit. Hey, it's working. You got the chat on here.
Yeah, I just shared the chat screen.
Nice.
But I okay. Yeah, and definitely take it seriously and
Yeah.
stay safe if you don't have to go outside and breathe in. Hopefully you don't get smoke.
Well, we had very bad smoke a couple days ago, like for Wednesday, Thursday. Well, no, actually Tuesday, Wednesday, probably the worst days. But then we got those high winds yesterday, which kind of cleared a lot of the smoke out. So the air is much better quality. But the trouble is with the high winds, that of course feeds the fire like immensely, right? So yeah.
Mm, yeah. Yeah, that's a
But yeah,
tough
I
situation.
may
Well,
or
keep us updated.
I'll see if I can make Voyager tomorrow. I'm
Mhm.
kind of doubting it at this point because I got a lot of things on the
Yeah,
on
well,
the
focus on
table
what's
here.
important, definitely.
Yeah, but I'm still planning if you're available to do our Sunday stream if that's
Oh,
cool.
oh, possibly. But Canadian Spider-Man says we're not really in any danger. Oh yeah, right. I read that one already. And Canadian Spider-Man says PvP and I and everyone around here are used to the fire season here. And Princess Fiona says, "Oh yeah, the only person I know that toured more than them was BB King." And the air quality can't be good. Yeah, that's the thing I'm worried most about because and Jim's Landscape says, "Where's Captain Kennedy?" I don't know. He was here at the beginning and I said hello to him. He had some coffee. I don't know where he is. He's where he is. He's in New Zealand. If you want to know where he is. He's in Hobbitland.
He's maybe out at the lake or something.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe that could be cool if he could stream from there. Princess Fiona said, well, because he's out of communication with me, Jim's Landscape, so he's out of communication with me for his on his own. He's decided to not be in communications with me, and that's
Really?
his
Hmm.
right, and he's free to do so. Princess Fiona says, "Have a great weekend, everyone."
Yeah, you too, Princess Fiona.
And I still have. I need to update that because I know you don't want your surname out there anymore, Donnie. Sorry about that.
Uh-oh.
I'll fix that today. I promise you that. Because you're so great at showing up on my live streams. I should make sure things are right. And Disney Sheep Herder says, "Yo," to Canadian Spider-Man. And the Stream Elements wants you also to subscribe to follow Scotty R37 on Twitter. So I got his Twitter link there. And Canadian Spider-Man says Eric Clapton and BB King did a great album together. And Disney Sheepherder saying hello, just in time for me to be saying goodbye. So I'll be seeing you guys later, and I hope you have a wonderful Friday. oh, I see. Oh, I see, Jill. Sorry to ask. I'm bad. No, it's okay. It's just the truth. I'm just saying the truth. It's just whatever. I'm not gonna whatever. Hello and goodbye to everybody. And have a wonderful weekend, wonderful Friday. Take care and be safe, everyone, says Disney Sheepherder. And let's see. Let's see what videos I have to leave out. So on Tuesday, I will be reviewing the next original series episode in production order, which is going to be what is it? Actually, what is it going to be?
Are you doing another?
I'm having stream brain. What's
You're
after
doing
obsession?
you're doing another. You're talking about your Star Trek stream. Okay.
Yeah, I am talking about my Star Trek.
Yeah, I
I
can't remember for the life of me because that's what halfway through season 2 kind of thing.
yes.
I really like Obsession. That's such a great episode.
It was.
Actually, as long as we're still here for a minute, Jill, I want to mention that
No.
scene in Obsession where McCoy comes into Kirk's quarters and challenges him, and Kirk says, "You're pushing this too far," and it's like, this isn't personal. This is professional. I'm writing up my report or whatever on the way on your behavior, basically. And then he says, "We need an officer of command level," and he brings Spock in. And it's like that scene I find absolutely amazing. One thing, it's probably one of McCoy's best scenes in the entire series to me. DeForest Kelly does a great job in that scene. And then when he brings Spock in, and they're like allies for once. They're like totally, together in their concern about, Jim's, you know, behavior running the Enterprise. I just love that scene. I think that's one of the most amazing scenes in the whole series, to be honest.
Yeah, that is a really great it's a great character study of the Trinity, and I agree, that is a really good scene.
Yeah. Yeah. Great moment for
It's,
the Trinity.
great to
Yeah.
see them being professional and
That's what,
really
yeah.
really being straight up with their captain and not, not being like a sitcom where they hide things from each other and they act silly. This is serious business on the starship, and people's lives are at stake, and they take it deadly seriously, yeah, as they should.
Well, that's why TOS is still such a great series, almost 60 years later or whatever, because it was so well written and it was so adult and it was so mature and intelligent, in its writing and concepts. That's why these episodes hold up after all these decades. And I've probably watched Obsession, a dozen times over the years, and it's just as good. The next time I watch it will be just as good as the first time I saw it. It's just a great episode.
It really is. But the next episode that I'm going to be watching is called The Immunity Syndrome. So I'm going to play a trailer
Hmm.
for that. And
Okay.
then I'll be headed out. I got to go do all my errands and everything for the day and
Yeah.
have a Friday, and then come back to moderate for Doomcock's Friday Night Frolics, which I will be in the chat tonight. So if you need to find me, that's where I'll be. And hello to Pop Culture Curator. You're getting here just as
Oh, she popped
PvP and I are heading out.
just at the last minute. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I have one question about Sunday, but I don't know if I should ask it here or should I ask it after you're
Yeah,
done with
ask it
the
in Twitter. That's a better place
Okay.
for it.
Because Sunday is kind of iffy, but I have a
Well,
idea for the Avengers episode. So
uh-huh. Yeah, that's more yeah, DMs are better for that.
okay.
Donnie says, "Thank you, Jill, PvP. See some of you soon on some other
Hey, Donnie.
streams and others on a new frolics. Till then, may power protect you all." Thank you, Donnie.
Hopefully.
Mhm. Yeah, and take care, Pop. And I'll see you guys later.
Yeah.
Here's the
Hope
here's
you're well,
the
Pop.
here's the trailer for Immunity Syndrome.
Okay. See you soon.
Captain's log, stardate 4308.8.
The Intrepid. It just died. And the 400 Vulcans aboard, all dead.
The stars are gone.
According to the life monitors, we're dying. We're all dying.
I cannot say what it is, Captain, but I would say it has found us.
Grant me my own kind of dignity. How can I grant you what I don't understand? Contact in 6 seconds.
Spock, come in.
Come in.
Contact lost, sir.
Power levels are dead, sir. You may have just written our epitaph, Mr. Stone.
You like music?
Huh?
I was just asking if you like music.
I do, Dan. Yeah, I like music.
I like it too. And food.
Captain, I'm...
Uhura, you're the only one who can do it. I'll be right there.
Yes, sir.
All right, move along. Done. Stop it. Get off of the things. Go outside. Get some food. It's like, it's a time of day where you live. Go do something. Shut up, Snoopy. I don't care. You smoke too much. Let's go. Let's go adventure. Let's go explore.